fight to limit the cost of insulin to $35 a month and make sure Medicare can negotiate lower drug prices. My opponent, Brandon Williams, sides with the drug companies instead. I'm Francis Knoll, and I approve this message because your health should be more important than drug company profits.
Through October 31st, Trucktober is back at McGuire, and there's no better time of the year to get a new vehicle. We carry hundreds of new cars from 19 brands with truckloads.
What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How's everybody doing today?
Schedule home delivery. Plus, only during Trucktober, get excellent financing rates and pay nothing for 90 days. Thanks to our good friends at CFCU Community Credit Union. Experience Trucktober today at all McGuire locations, now through October 31st.
Clark Equipment, Central New York's most trusted heavy equipment provider.
Since 2009, Sonic has supported thousands of teachers nationwide through Limeade.
How's everybody doing?
The program provides millions of dollars each year to help teachers provide resources for their students. This week's spotlight is on Alyssa Fraunhofer, who teaches 5th grade special education in Babylon, New York. Sonic's donation provided her students with a book vending machine. It's pretty cool. Visit DonorsChoose.org to make a contribution to a teacher in your area, or simply purchase a drink at Sonic. At Sonic, you sip and schools win.
Another problem for the playoff contenders.
It's amazing how many of the playoff contenders have had problems. I don't know how that happens to us. Steve, Vegas giveth and Vegas taketh away, right? So we're in Vegas. Let's talk a little odds. Who's the favorite now to win the championship?
Well, I was expecting Chase Elliott. I think the big point is these odds will continue to change as the rounds run. So, DJ, if you like, say, Ross and William Byron, you better get your bet in before they guarantee a spot at Phoenix.
Yeah, you better get one up because they could win here today, and now all of a sudden that goes down. To continue sounding like Steve in a casino, let's do a little buy, sell, hold. Why not? Are you buying, selling, or holding? This driver makes the championship. For DJ, we'll start with you and William Byron.
Yeah, William Byron's had a great season. Obviously shown us he's capable of winning anywhere. But I want to see after today. I'm gonna hold on to William Byron right now and see how today goes. They've had a hard time closing out races to me.
Steve, how about the driver who squeaked into the round of 8, Chase Briscoe?
He's getting no respect at the bottom of the playoff leaderboard, but I'd say it's a solid hold. He's the only driver with 3 top 10s last round. Now, top 10
Vegas, baby. What's up, Jaden?
Maybe he'll move to the bye pole.
You buying Ross Chastain, DJ?
Oh yeah, with everything I've got in my pocket right now, I'm buying Ross Chastain. He might change this whole thing here today. I think Ross Chastain is going to be aggressive these next couple weeks. He knows this is his chance. These 2 tracks, Las Vegas and Miami, Homestead, they are his tracks to win and move into the championship round.
Steve, how about the driver playing with house money, Christopher Bell?
Bye. Christopher Bell has been the best, or at least their top 2 drivers in all of the playoffs. Do not
What's up, Daniel? How's it going?
He thinks Aaron's right here retired today. You're going to see his names again here in predictions.
When we come back, we'll hear from 2 of the championship, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, both coming up next. Elevate your taste buds with the new Sonic Chop House Cheeseburger. Layered with crispy onion strings and a creamy Chop House aioli over an all-beef patty and 2 slices of American cheese served on a toasted brioche bun. For a limited time, only at Sonic.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy. But it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. There is, and it's propane. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
Fancy pants and sashay into late Caesars for the Fanceroni Pepperoni. With over 100 crispy old world pepperoni and cheesy crust edge, you'll be saying fancy words like indubitably or crochet. Walk in and walk out for only $9.99.
Pizza.
Trilogy for COPD.
You're doing great. That's great.
You've been playing down your COPD? to make a stand. Start a new day with Trelegy. No once daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trelegy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy helps people breathe easier and improves lung function. It also helps prevent future flare-ups. Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems.
The hell?
Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more
I
than
think my
prescribed.
phone just
Trelegy may
died.
increase your risk of thrush,
Oh no, it
pneumonia,
didn't.
and osteoporosis. Call your doctor
I was like,
if
it's at
breathing, chest
23%,
pain,
so
mouth
there's
or
no
tongue
reason
swelling
it should have
problems,
died.
urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trelegy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and save at Trelegy.com.
Imagine having the elite performance of Goodyear now in your Skechers. Enhance your traction, durability, and stability with Skechers, featuring the top-tier performance of premium Goodyear rubber. Get all-season performance with Goodyear and Skechers.
For the first time, NASCAR fans can view every lap of a NASCAR Cup Series race from inside the cockpit of any car they choose. Live in-car camera streams for the entire field are available for free as a part of NASCAR Drive. Visit NASCAR.com/drive or download the NASCAR mobile app. Hey, DJ, check out the experience or lack thereof here in the round of 8, the youngest round of 8 field ever.
Yes, it is, but we're not surprised by that because of the way this year has gone and how talented these young drivers are. Half the field here, as you point out, 4 of these guys in their first round of 8. Should be exciting to see how they handle the pressures of this.
Let's hear from 2 veteran drivers who many Pitts will have in their championship 4, starting with Denny Hamlin, who's with Dave Burns.
And Marty, no one in the playoffs has more playoff wins than Denny Hamlin. So a lot of folks didn't see our qualifying show. Why are you starting 31st, and how can you get it done from there?
I was slow. I was slower than everyone but 5 cars. So that's what got us our starting spot. But yeah, just been fighting loose on Saturdays and good on Sundays on these mountain halves. Not really sure how we can get to the other side of it, but it'll be a challenge. But we've been going to the back all year, so we're going to do it. Hopefully just do it one time today and get to the front. But, you know, I got faith that Chris and the whole FedEx camera teams dialed this thing up for the race today, and we're going to go to the front.
Nothing new for him, Parker. They'll see if they can have similar results like Kansas, where they finished second.
Right, Dave, and for Joey Logano, this is his 8th round of 8 appearance, so that experience with how crazy this year has been, does it apply at all to help you guys?
I don't know if experience helps much this year with this next-gen car. I feel like everybody's a rookie, and when you look at the playoffs, the way it's going, it's not typical, right? I mean, it seems like everybody's been pretty sloppy and still able to manage to get through. No one can find consistency, so I'm sure the round of 8 will be different as well, just like the rest of the races so far, and hopefully the Penzo Mustangs got the speed in. I think we're decent. Just got to call the right strategy and hope the air stays in the tires.
You guys did a good job of that, and Marty, they had a lot of speed at Texas as well, so keep an eye on this 22.
That's the second driver we mentioned air in the tires. We'll bring up that in a second. Hey, Steve, this guy beside us, Chase Elliott, still the #1 seed, but he sounds awfully worried about the tracks in this round. Should he be?
I don't think he's worried about the tracks for advancement. He's done the work all season long. His gap to Joey Logano is bigger than Joey Logano's to the bottom of the playoff leaderboard. He has the points. Someone is guaranteed on points. I think this round, DJ, for Chase, it's about momentum. Find a little bit of excitement and energy for this 9 team. I know he wants Talladega, but if he wants to think he's going to...
I will be right back. My dad made me some steak, so I'm going to go eat that steak. Well, I'm going to bring it down here and then eat it.
Now, this could be the year you don't have to actually win at Phoenix to win the championship because of the competition. What he needs to win for is the confidence for this race team if they get in that situation. I believe he's got a good chance. They've had some good tests. They've got a fast race car here this weekend, but he doesn't have to win to make that happen.
So, Steve, we've heard 2 drivers mention the tires, so how big of a concern is that from atop the pit box today?
It should be your #1 concern. Not how it drives. It should be, do you finish? We tiptoed into Texas, and it was chaos. Right where tires went down, cars went in the fence. We lost a driver. Alex Bowman hasn't been back in the car today. These are serious circumstances. As a team, as a crew chief, you have to think every mile. That has to be your #1 goal. I think this track lays out along the same way. Bumps down at one end, a lot of speed. I think it's high on the concern list.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly why. Don't be surprised when we see not one of these 8 championship drivers win today, but someone else is willing to take a little more of a chance with the air pressures and do what they need. What the championship 8 hope for is they're conservative all day and get like a 20-lap run to the end where they can make their tire adjustments and other adjustments to get the most speed out of their cars.
It is Vegas. So you have to gamble at some point, just win. When you still at the table when you're walking away.
And it is Vegas, so we're going to talk about odds as well. Who has the best shot to win the race, and where should folks put their money? Find out next.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help is pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's Tiny Dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Matthew, Little Caesars is now the official pizza of the NFL.
Let's hear it.
Pizza, pizza.
Again.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. No!
Pizza, pizza!
We're ready!
Are you ready for some old world Fanceroni pepperoni? Get one delivered from Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, power of Die Hard. Diehards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
Great value starting at $6. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order. Tremendous American Olympians and up-and-coming stars compete against the world's best at Skate America, Friday and Saturday on NBC, USA, and Peacock.
I know Steve was in the sportsbook last night, so let's check out the odds for the Vegas winner, Steve, and who folks could maybe put their money on before the green flag happens.
Well, don't take my picks in college football, but if I'm going to lead on anybody when it comes right here, I think there's some good value. Blaney was great, but I can't believe Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson near the bottom of the list. Disrespect for those two. I don't know why they couldn't go win. Kyle Larson, you should have a chance.
Oh, he's terrific here. No doubt about it. So, DJ, when we look at the round of 8 drivers, who's floating maybe a little below the radar that people should have their eye on in this round to make it to Phoenix for the shot to win the title?
Well, if I listed everybody, I'd be into time they give throw the green flag. So there's a lot that are below that. Just think about the champions that aren't in the round of 8 here, and they're still racing. So, talk about Truex Jr., you talk about Kevin Harvick, and many others. Tyler Reddick's been awesome. There's just so many there that have the opportunity to go out and win races at any time in these next 3.
I think there's a name, and you saw it on the odds as being disrespected in the round of 8. And that's the driver, the 24, William Byron. I don't think he has missed many marks all year long. He has been there and been consistent, and I think he's having a little bit of disrespect from both the odds makers, the fans, maybe even us in the media.
Here's a stat that would shock you. Most points in the playoffs for William Byron, and won Miami, and won Martinsville, so he certainly knows his way around those racetracks. All right, here we go with our predictions, guys.
Hey, Sam, who do you have winning today? I have,
He went with William Byron today, and Tyler Reddick, a very popular pick too, DJ. You went with him.
Yeah, sure did. This is the same
I'll see who they
driver
have.
in Texas, and he was awesome there. I think that we can see that this afternoon. Only pressure for him is to go out and get the
My
job
picks
done
are
and get
Ross.
that for himself.
He mentioned tires, Christopher Bell. They keep airing his tires. He had a shot at Texas. I think he has a shot today.
I have Ross Chastain winning today.
Driver steps up and says this championship runs through me. Now I wonder if that's Team Penske and maybe even Ryan Blaney. We'll see if he can get the victory lane today. Time for pre-race ceremonies here in Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise as you are able and remove your hats as Nellis Air Force Base Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Billy Malden of Motor Racing Outreach offers today's invocation.
Heavenly Father, as we rise up to pray today, Lord, we do so remembering Officer Ty of the Las Vegas Metro Police Department who lost his life in the line of duty this week. We ask you to be with his family, his loved ones, Lord, this community. Father, and we remember the men and women who are serving as first responders, as well as those of the men and women of our armed forces, both here at home and around the world. We ask you to be with them and keep them safe. Lord, around this track, you see the color pink that we placed there in remembrance and honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Lord, we lift up the survivors, and for those that are fighting, we pray that you'll give them strength and that you'll give them health. Be with the drivers, teams, officials today. Bless everybody with a safe race. And Lord, may your peace and your presence be with us all. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome international recording artist and Las Vegas headliner, Lorena Perel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pale brothers fight o'er the ramparts we watched, who were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That is one of the best national anthems I've heard in a while. Usually they suck.
Up for grabs. A round of 8 for the NASCAR Cup Series starts when we come back on NBC Sports.
The grandfather clock is counting down to more than just a winner. It's the final chance for a driver to make it to
What the fuck are you talking about? Sprayed fair mace, my son eye burning, he coughing, he oh okay, fair August 7. Like, first of all, shut up. Second of all, if you're gonna talk, talk properly. And third of all, again, shut up.
I'm shaking.
Before you get me divorced.
his name.
Yeah, Christopher Bell going back to back. Interesting.
It all began.
I have Ross Chastain winning. Jaden has Ryan Blaney winning, and Dom has Austin Dillon winning, which I think is an interesting choice. But maybe he knows something we don't.
When you see something you want, just keep on climbing. And don't let anything stand in your way. Yours, Tacoma.
Get 2.49% APR financing for a full 48 months on the Fun to Drive Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's
Shut the fuck up about spraying your son. Like, why? Why would you even do that in the first place?
Through the first trimester, and then my doctor came in and told me I needed to get to
No,
the
Tracy. Jesus, Matthew. Tracy is just a bot.
But it saved my life. And that's why Lee Zeldin scares me. He would ban abortions without exceptions for rape, incest, or lives like mine. That's so cruel. Lee Zeldin can't be our governor.
Clark Equipment grew so big so fast, it's gotta be because our machines run so great.
Every machine here runs great, but no one beats our value. It's less money.
Runs great.
Less money. Runs great. Less money.
If you need boomless backhoes or anything that can be used to push, pull, or dig on that job site of yours, come see old Clarky, and it's gonna run great.
Every great machine you ever wanted. For less.
Check out our inventory at clarkrents.com.
So I know the leaderboard doesn't show any of the drivers right now, which I don't understand why, but last week it did that, but then like right before the race started, they ended up showing the drivers, so I'm assuming it will start working in a minute or two. And if not, then that sucks. There's only one thing to set your soul free. It wasn't no easy street where I come from. There was no sleep until the work was done. The victory bell for the money into another show. 3, start your engines now and rock and roll. So Kurt's done with full-time racing. Yeah, man, it's pretty sad. One thing that's sad is me and Nick actually went to Kurt Busch's final race. We were at Kurt Busch's final race, and the first race that he wasn't at. Well, Nick wasn't there, but I was. Yeah, New Hampshire. Me and Nick were there, and even weirder, we actually were at a fan meetup with Kurt Busch just like a few hours before the race.
I'm Rick Gallen. Now, as we take a look at the Cup Series playoff standings presented by Xfinity, for the 8 playoff drivers, it's as simple as win and you have a guaranteed spot in the championship 4. But drivers, winning in the Cup Series is anything but simple.
Yeah, it's been difficult for the playoff drivers to get those wins throughout the playoffs, but look at Chase Elliott. He's set himself apart from the rest of the field. He's got a healthy cushion. I expect him to play this conservatively today, but the rest of the field, Jeff, is pretty even. So this first stage is going to be very important for these guys as they start to try to accumulate stage points today.
As tight as the points are, you have to think you got to win. This is going to be an extremely tight point battle for somebody to get in, but win and you know you're in. Think about Denny Hamlin. He's starting 31st today. Already dug himself in a hole 2 weeks in a row qualifying poorly. And he clearly with some work to do when they dropped the green flag.
We saw those points, and from 2nd to 8th, they are separated by 17 points. One gets in on points, but win and you're in is what they want to hear. Let's get the engines fired. We go for the command.
For the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome legendary broadcaster and VSiN host, Brent Musburger.
Drivers, start your engines.
As Marty mentioned, win and you advance.
Is Kurt Busch a really chill dude? Yeah, he is. See, like, Kurt Busch back in the day, he used to be, like, the rageaholic person that we all, like, came to know. Or he would just get angry about the littlest shit. But, like, there was a shift around, like, 2013 to 2015. He had, like, a shift where, like, he kind of got over that little...
Now that's a company
That little burst of rage. And ever since then, Kurt Busch has just been like a really chill person.
Fancy pants and sashay into Little Caesars for the Fancy-roni Pepperoni. With over 100 crispy old world pepperoni and cheesy crust edge, you don't take fancy words like indubitably or crochet. Walk in and walk out for only $9.99.
Pizza. Imagine having the elite performance of Goodyear. Now on your Skechers. Enhance your traction, durability, and stability with Skechers, featuring the top-tier performance of premium Goodyear rubber. Get all-season performance with Goodyear and Skechers.
Spend the day watching your kids' big game and Chop House Aioli's calling your name. Kevin's dad doesn't understand boundaries.
I woke up an hour ago. Dead ass.
Let's hide in the attic. No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car? You crazy?
NASCAR gone from Abu Dhabi Sports Week 3.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save even more, you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico. It's what you do.
Matthew, Little Caesars is now the official pizza of the NFL.
Let's hear it.
Pizza.
Again.
Pizza.
Pizza. No!
Pizza!
We're ready!
Are you ready for some old world Fancy-roni Pepperoni? Get one delivered from Little Caesars.
Pizza.
NASCAR on NBC is brought to you by South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa, where the racers stay in Las Vegas.
You hate it here?
Credit One Bank, a credit card company.
Yeah. Morocco doesn't sound very fun since they don't have NASCAR there.
There's no debating it, really. It's as much of a lock as anything in this town. The house always wins.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. It's simple math. The odds are in our favor. The deck is stacked against you.
And yet, you still play.
And why is that? I'll tell you why. It's because the house doesn't actually always win.
On any given night, at any given table,
We can be beat. We can take on the house and win. And so then the question we need to answer is how.
what does it take to overcome the odds?
To defy the math. To accomplish what we should not be able to accomplish.
Oh.
It takes guts, if you ask me.
And nerves that we can't rattle.
Focus we cannot cut through. Most of all, you can't play scared. You gotta be willing to put it on the line when it matters most. That's how you do what you're not supposed to do.
That's how you make your own luck.
That's how you beat the house.
How about that?
And win.
Win.
And win. And win. In Las Vegas.
Word of the day is definitely win. And of those 8 Cup drivers that are a part of the playoffs, they want to win their way into the championship 4. Let's take a look at today's starting grid brought to you by South Point Hotel and Casino. Front row is Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric. Right behind them, the highest starting playoff drivers, and William Byron and Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, and only 4 playoff drivers in the top 10, so those guys got to work hard to get up there and get those stage points today.
And we can chat with Christopher Bell. He'll be starting in row 4. Junior, dial him up on the radio.
Christopher Bell is still junior to NBC Boys in the Booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man, we talked to you earlier. You told us you was worried about the bumps, feeling good about your car after qualifying. The weather, is it any different? What's the curveball this track might throw at you?
Yeah, I think the biggest curveball that we're going to have today is the track conditions just from a rubber standpoint. The Xfinity cars obviously put a lot down, and, you know, we'll move around a lot. So I think the top's going to be pretty quick.
There we go. I'm getting some of it loaded up.
That's where I like to be. So we'll see how that plays out.
All right, man, how big would a win at a track like Vegas be for you in your career, especially being able to launch you into Phoenix for the championship?
You missed me yesterday? Yeah, I had work yesterday.
All right, buddy, we appreciate you talking to us. Hey, you great race. We'll see you in Victory Lane.
Love the opportunity to talk to a driver right before he gets the green flag here as we'll ride along with the camera. And one of the favorites Charlotte's partner has to be Ryan Blaney today.
Absolutely, Rick. He came in this round 3 points below the cut line. But yesterday in practice, he was the fastest car here. But after 30 laps and having run the most laps of anyone, he had a right rear tire go down. The team told me they looked at it, they evaluated the car, they've made some changes to be more conservative on that tire wear in the rear, but they're not 100% sure, so that will definitely be on their mind as they go towards the long runs of that wear on the rear tires. They know they have the speed, but can they make that last all race, Dave?
Parker starting the round of 8. Chase Elliott is the playoff leader. No one has more points than him, plus 31 to the cut line. But Alan Gustafson said, we don't need to stay on that. We need to try to win this race. Can they do it starting 20th? Gustafson believes so because the feelings that Chase was getting in the car belie where he qualified. He likes what he heard out of his driver, and they believe they can win today starting in the 10th row. Marty?
Well, Dave, Ross Chastain really limped into the round of 8, finishing 37th at Charlotte last week. When he sat down with his team owner Justin Marks for lunch this week, Justin told him, listen, our mulligan for the playoff is over. You have no more. We have to start thinking championship, and we have to have that mentality starting this week at Vegas. Ross Chastain earned 67 more points than any driver in the whole field, Rick, at mile-and-a-half racetracks. Well, guess what starts off the round of 8? 2 mile-and-a-half racetracks. They feel like they can take advantage of their strength today here in Vegas and next week in Miami and maybe advance to the championship 4.
Yeah, Marty, dream come true right now for Ross Chastain. This situation that he's in with the round of 8 and these races that he has in front of him. Speaking of in front of him, in front of the entire field, yes, that is Mark Martin.
Oh my God.
The throwback car, and I believe that is actually the car that we see here that he won the very first race here in Vegas back in 1998. They are honoring Mark Martin here this weekend as one of the legends that have run here, raced here, and won here at Las Vegas. And right now, he is pacing the field. And Jeff, didn't you build this car and then finish second to it?
One of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history in my mind. And Mark Martin, yeah, that car, he's so proud of that car. That was JR51. That was the second car we built when he moved into the shop where I was and came out here and tested. And that car was a couple tenths quicker than his other car and me, and he also went on to win that race, ran second to him. But yeah, he loves that car, restored it. That car went on to win multiple races that year.
All right, Steve, welcome to the booth, and if you could, please take us through the race breakdown.
Well, it's a mile and a half, but every mile and a half has its own feel. This one is all about speed, a high speed, 267 laps, 400 miles. Stage 1, 80 laps. Stage 2, 85. That final stage, just over 100 laps. Fuel window, right around 50 laps. So I would expect to see pit stops right in the middle of both the
You see that yesterday was boring and worked into my tweet.
Stage plays out.
Yesterday was actually a pretty fun day at work. Well, I mean, the actual work was boring, yeah. But, I just like working with my peoples. I like my coworkers.
Take advantage of it, grasp it. You guys have done a really good job. Bringing fast cars, preparing. Let's execute today. I'll do my job out here. We'll get a win.
Do my job out here and get a win. That's what's on all the minds of these drivers. These round of 8 drivers. So there you see the list. These 8 drivers all have an opportunity today to win their way into the championship 4, which is 3 races away now in Phoenix. But that is the championship race. That is where we will decide who the champion is. This is the first opportunity for them to get into the championship 4 and lock that spot in. Let's check back in on pit road with Parker.
Well, Rick, one team that believed they would be a part of that championship 4 all season when you spoke to them is the number 20 team of Christopher Bell. And they proved that they are a championship quality team in the round of 16. They were the best car in the playoffs. But as we went into the round of 12, everything went awry. They had issues at Texas, Talladega. They went in the roll in a must-win position, and they had a lucky situation there at the end of getting on tires where they were able to win at the roll. So I said, does that change the mentality? Do you believe now you're sort of playing on house's money? If Adam Stevens told me, absolutely not. We are a championship 4 quality team, and we've shown that throughout the year, and that's the mentality we're bringing here, and we're going to go out there and put ourselves at the front of the field and show that we are championship 4 quality, Dave.
Parker, a few minutes ago, we saw that the odds makers were kind of not maybe respecting William Byron as much as some believe they should, and maybe that's because this is the first time he's advanced to the round of 8, doesn't have a lot of experience here. I'm not sure that should be such a factor. They are in position to win stage points early, qualifying up front as they have, and word in the garage is that this 24 car may be a race winner today if, as William said over the radio, he does his job correctly. Marty?
Dave, the teams and drivers coming down pit road to check their pit road speed for the day. If you're looking for a scrappy underdog team to root for in the Cup Series playoffs, look no further than Stewart-Haas Racing's Chase Briscoe. They went into the first cut race of the playoffs at Bristol, below the cut line, raced their way into the round of 12. Went into the race last week, the cutoff race at the Roval in Charlotte, raced their way into the round of 8. I asked Chase, what makes you so good in those situations? He said, I think it's my low-key demeanor just in life in general. I don't let those situations work me up. I just do everything I can. Very workmanlike mentality for Chase Briscoe and his team, and it's gotten them to the round of 8. And Rick, if they can make the championship 4, guess what they did earlier this year? They won the race at Phoenix, for that championship race will be held.
It will definitely be a threat, Marty, when we go to Phoenix. South Point Hotel and Casino kicked off NASCAR weekend in Las Vegas with a pre-party in their state-of-the-art arena and equestrian center. The center is actually the home away from home for the world-renowned Budweiser Clydesdales, who made a special appearance. Thousands of fans were also able to get up close and personal with South Point's own Brendan Gaughan, Las Vegas' hometown NASCAR drivers, and Hall of Famer Mark Martin. It was a great way to start the South Point 400 NASCAR weekend.
Just ran into Brendan down the infield. Always exciting, entertaining, fun to talk to. He is basically Las Vegas in a person right there. I mean, he has that energy, that excitement, had a good NASCAR career. It's fun catching up with him.
We're looking back off the pace car here and leading the field. Obviously, will be giving us some unique views from the Coca-Cola pace car cam. Also, we'll ride along with Kevin Harvick. He has the Hunt Brothers Pizza onboard camera. Ford Performance camera carried by Joey Logano in the 22. There's Ty Gibbs driving the 23, and he has the Money Lion onboard camera. We will be able to take a look off of that rear spoiler and see just how close these guys will get to a wall. A lot of talk going high and low, the track widening out. Steve, what are we looking for?
Well, this track, you know, it is a high-speed 1.5 miles, but it really gives drivers a lot of options. I was talking to Kyle Larson earlier today. He loves this place because he said just that. He catches someone in traffic. He can run low, run middle, run high, really at both ends, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But we heard a lot of drivers in the pre-race show talking about tires and their concern. I think these 1.5 miles this year have definitely been a challenge. Texas was total chaos. So I really don't know what to make of this. We look at that, you know, the points, and they're so close other than Chase Elliott. You know, it's kind of risk versus reward. How aggressive do you want to be with your tire settings, with how you call the race? As a driver, I think the pressure of the playoffs are one thing, but just everything this year just even a little bit more uneasy. I don't know why today would be any different.
Okay, one thing also, guys, you know, getting ready to drop the green flag on this race. The drivers always are talking about how bumpy this racetrack is. This is the first time they're going to pile into turn 1 side by side. In practice, if you wanted to run around those bumps, you just ran around them. But with the car on the outside of you, these guys on the inside, they can't run around that bump. It's interesting to see how they navigate lap 1. They haven't done it yet. Learning on the fly.
38 cars will be piling into turn 1 up through the gears, and all with the idea of getting past anybody in front of them. So on restarts, it's going to be very important. That will be the best time for guys to take advantage of the fresh tires. The fans on their feet here, ready for the start of the round of 8 from Las Vegas.
Green flag is in the air. We are racing from Las Vegas.
Thinking about making it 3 wide on Joey Logano. 3 wide into the corner.
Bubba Wallace in that 45. Shoots through the middle there.
Almost a little contact between Blaney and Byron as they came out of 4.
Still side by side out front. Reddick on the bottom. Cindric in the preferred lineup. Cindric will pull down the straightaway. He side drafts a little bit, brings him back even into 3.
He's right on the door. Now he's got an advantage with that outside groove down the front straightaway.
All this is bringing Byron right into the fight. Where does Byron go? You see him bottom out through the bumps there.
That outside line surging ahead now. Time for Austin Cindric as Reddick now to the bottom, getting a little bit of an advantage. Can he clear? Cindric, he does.
He finally makes that move, and let's see what he does down here in turn 1 and 2. Rick, does he run the middle of the racetrack and take that line away from the 2 car? Has he been comfortable on the bottom? Does he stay there? Takes that line away from the 2, slides up the racetrack. Doesn't get a great corner exit in the dirty air.
And now Tyler Reddick with a 5-car length advantage on lap 4 here at Vegas. This one's coming out of turn 4. Look at the closeness right there. Maybe even a little contact between Byron and Blaney.
I think there was just a little bit of contact. You see right here, Austin Dillon trying to get by that 21 of Harrison Burton. You can see how difficult it is on the bottom. Kyle Larson looking for some clean air, going to make it 3 wide in the middle.
But a good idea. Now the 5 slides up the racetrack on corner exit, loses a lot of momentum down the straightaway here.
Dillon takes to the apron, trying to shorten the track.
Guys, we talked a lot about the pace. This track is so fast. Well, so far in this race, they have run laps faster than what the pole speed was in March. This weekend, the track has been unreal with speed.
With more speed comes more tire load in those tires. Issues we saw at Texas, concerned about speeds, loads, air pressures, has to be on the minds of all the crew chiefs out there today.
Listen in to the 12th and what Blaney's saying.
I got a vibration in the front already. I don't know why.
Man, a vibration in the front. So we've heard a lot about loose wheels, but we haven't even had a pit stop. So you would assume that this is something other than a wheel. We're just going to have to continue to monitor it, Junior, and see what it could be at this point.
The car did not fire off good at all the first couple laps. He is fighting back now. It seems like things may have gotten better, or he's understood how to drive the car with the issue. He's back to the back bumper of Byron for 3rd place.
Right down. I actually think it could be just a handling condition because he came on the radio after that and said it was chattering and just tight through the center of the corner. So could potentially just be a little tighter than what he had in practice.
I tell you what, though, I chatter in a tire running this speed just doesn't, you know, to me, I don't know how you run this fast and chatter the tire. When we talk about chatter in the tire, sometimes the car doesn't drive very good, and the tire actually feels like it's bouncing across the racetrack, and you feel that in the steering wheel. With that issue they had in practice, Ryan Blaney's nerves are pretty high at the moment having a vibration this early.
Yeah, they had a right rear tire go down, and it was right at the end of practice, but he was actually slowing down at the time, so timing was perfect. But when they got in, it had blown out the right rear tire, so that was an issue in practice that they had to take a look at. On the left side of your screen, you see the rundown currently. All of the playoff drivers have a yellow line underneath their name.
That's your playoff drivers. Well, you see, they're kind of spread through the field. We got Byron, Blaney, Logano, Bell on the left side, Elliott and Chastain back at 15th and 16th. And then a couple even farther back, Chase Briscoe back at 24th. He has lost 8 positions since the start of the race. Right behind him, going the other way, Denny Hamlin +5, kind of meeting in the middle, 10 laps into the run.
Blaney's got a vibration. Yeah, not good.
Dave, how about Denny Hamlin and the run he's got to make?
Of course, it's the right direction. As was mentioned, started 31st up to 25th. That he just beat the radio, said it was a little bit edgy, especially on the top side, but that's okay. He's making progress going forward. Marty.
He's Briscoe, as the guys mentioned, going backwards, Dave, saying the car just is way too tight, especially down the other end of the racetrack from here, turns 3 and 4. So, Steve, the magic number for tires as we continue to monitor the vibration for Ryan Blaney seems to be about lap 30. And teams will admit, Steve, they're pushing the air pressure, lowering them as far as they can go to get more speed out of the car. So when you lower the air pressure, Steve, how does that help the speed in the race car?
Yeah, so it's a multitude of things. We're going to talk about this tire thing as it will be a story all day, but there are settings the teams can do to make it worse or better. Camber, how much they tip the tire in, air pressure, just how much...
After this, we are doing the new game modes. What?
Better for grip, and more importantly, kind of lowers the back of that car, that rear diffuser that you see on the back of the 11, the back of the 14. As it gets lower to the track, more speed. The problem is, you heard it, speed.
What's up, Brent?
Everything that can hurt a tire, we're going to talk about this all day. 30 laps, and well, if 30 laps is the magic number, congratulations, because to split this first run, you're going to have to run 40. So there's going to be a lot of teams and drivers holding their breath here as we get close to that lap 30 mark, Parker.
Well, Steve, to continue on that story for the 12 of Ryan Blaney, as you guys mentioned, he had that right rear tire issue at the end of practice yesterday, so the team told me they made a bunch of adjustments to help that out and be more conservative, and all his feedback has been that he's very tight. He said, I'm nowhere near the front turn in this car that I had yesterday. So as a crew chief, you know the issues you're having. You have a right rear tire issue. You make the changes, and now maybe you've overstepped your bounds. How do you dial that back out? How do you know how far to go?
Well, I would go too far to start, Parker, to your point. You know, if I think 3 or 4 pounds of air pressure is necessary, I'd go 5 or 6 to start the race and kind of creep back up on it. And this conversation, guys, is bigger than just playoff drivers and points. This is a big circumstance. Remember, Alex Bowman was one of those drivers that had a right rear go down at Texas. He has yet to return from concussion-like symptoms. So this is nerve-wracking for me as a crew chief because I'm so focused on the playoffs and points. But that's one of my best buddies in there behind the wheel, and I want to make sure I give him the best chance to showcase his talent. But it can be nerve-wracking at times when you just know that this potential issue is looming.
Right on the razor's edge as the boys are back in Las Vegas. Tyler Reddick back out front. Cedric running second. And Byron, the highest playoff driver in the field at third.
Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town?
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, power of Die Hard.
I think we'll see blown tires today. They are pushing the setups. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a NASCAR race in 2022, so we're inevitably going to see at least one blown tire. But yeah, I can definitely see it. What are the stages? Let me see. Stages. So stage 1 ends at lap 80. Stage 2 ends at lap 80, or
taken from him.
so 85 laps is stage 2. So fucking 165, and then the final 102 laps are the third stage.
Choose Wendy's Pretzel Puff Cheeseburger. This is Miami. The beaches, the water, the palm trees. But at 180 miles per hour with your biggest rivals breathing down your neck and a championship on the line, it's no time to relax. What do you say, fellas? Can you handle the heat?
It's a must-win situation.
The NASCAR playoffs continue at Miami on NBC.
and there's a good reason for it. Let's take a look at the Xfinity fastest.
I don't think it'll be as bad as Texas, but
fastest car on the racetrack.
I think we'll definitely see some.
29.52. Turned that on lap 3. Reddick, Cindric, William Byron, and Blaney are the top 4. Logano in that top 5. Marty.
Rick, one of the cool things about the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs is you don't have to be in the playoffs to be out there racing against drivers that are trying to win a championship. Right now, 6 of the top 10 here at Vegas, non-playoff drivers. And look at the drivers and the talent level that are non-playoff drivers right now. Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., a lot of talent there. So, Jeff, the question is, for years, you knew you had to be in that championship for and win the race at Phoenix to win a championship. Is 2022 the year where maybe that's not the case? You don't need to win that race at Phoenix to win a title.
I think you have to go into the Phoenix believing you have to win it. It's been like that every year, but this has been the year like no other. Just think about the last 9 races, 9 winners, and this year has just been crazy. And I think we have so much talent that didn't make the playoffs this year. They're going to play a role in Phoenix. They're going to play a role today as well.
This battle right here is just continued between Blaney and Byron. Blaney is right on the back deck, but can't even draw alongside.
How are the Hendrick cars doing? William Byron is running in 3rd. Kyle Larson's running in 9th. Chase Elliott's running in 13th.
The 24 just can't find a way around. Look at him searching, Dave.
And as soon as he got
And then
actually pulled away, that was Tyler Reddick. He went to the middle line there. You see, he hasn't run the bump
Noah Gregson's running in 20th.
since the start of the race. And I talked to him this morning. He said, I don't plan to early on. I feel like, as you see Blaney now looking down in that low line, he's going to get the spot, maybe. And yes, Byron told me, I don't want to be down there and really abuse that right rear. Guys, you know the bumps down there in turns 1 and 2 can have an effect on that right rear. And Byron told me early in each run, I'm definitely going to be staying out of it.
That's a great point, Dave. Smart by that driver, because the damage to the tire is done early in the run and throughout the duration, and it's when the tire fails around lap 30 or 40 because of what the tire went through in the first 10 laps under low air pressure. And it's the flexing of the tire tread and the sidewall, and that just sort of breaks that seam or that mold. Going through those bumps, it bends it back and forth, back and forth. We mention it all the time like a wire hanger. And so that stay away from those bumps early in this race, especially when the pace picks up early on the run. Go around them if you can to give that tire a little bit more durability.
Looking back from Logano, you can see Suarez back there. There's Kyle Larson, last year's champion, being passed by, or trying to be passed by Kyle Busch, 2-time champion in the series, that aren't a part of the playoffs any longer.
Yeah, Kyle Busch having a nice start to this race, +7 from the start of the race. You know, 1 win in this next-gen car, 60 in his career, but only 1 in this style of car, and that was on the dirt at Bristol. Now, I think he would not only love to get a win, just to remind himself and his fans who he is and what he can accomplish today, but surely he wants to get a win before leaving Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota moving to RCR next year.
Well, Steve, a lot of people may be tuning in on NBC this afternoon saying, wait, I thought Kyle Busch was in the playoffs, and the emphasis is on was, but the first round was not good to him, as you see Joey Logano trying to pass William Byron now. In the first round,
You rock, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And the one race he did finish, there was a spin in the pit road penalty. They finished 26th. You cannot advance in these playoffs with that kind of performance. Kyle knows it. The team knows it. And to you guys' point, he just wants to win to finish out this season now.
Yeah, great point, Dave. Drivers that have been eliminated already. Kyle Busch, one of those. Kyle Larson, another one who didn't make it out of the round of 12.
Yeah, we lost the Vegas native, right? Emotional weekend for the Bushes with Kyle's brother Kurt announcing that he's not going to return full-time from the NASCAR season, still sidelined with concussion symptoms. So, you know, a win anywhere Kyle would love, but to win in his hometown, I'm sure would mean even more to the driver of the 18.
24 car William Byron struggling bad right now, guys.
Do you know how the Toronto Raptors are doing?
Just lost another spot to Suarez. Christopher Bell to his inside right now, trying to take another.
Oh yeah, they are doing preseason games.
This little battle. Dave, what you got?
So, Junior, that balance that was okay to start the race, he just radioed the crew, really free now. And again, the freeness, something we want to watch out for that right.
In their last preseason game, they won.
Briscoe continues to go backwards, now lost 12 spots since the start. What's going on? Listen to the radio.
clarify, do you have more wheel across the center? So I don't know if that's bogging it down or not. If you're on the brakes, no one else uses the brakes. Just try to keep momentum up as best you can in the corners. Keep your mid-speed higher.
He has not mentioned a word about that potential engine issue since that, but he brought up a very good point. So, Junior, all of these teams have what is called SMT. They literally can see when every other driver is off the gas and on the gas and on the brakes and off the brakes. So, does that help or hurt racing? That's what they're talking to Chase Briscoe about.
Well, it obviously helps this team understand what Chase is doing differently with the inputs and what the other drivers are doing, so they can give that information to Chase. It is going to frustrate the driver to hear that. He's not going to say, okay, I'll just get
Doc
off the
Leader,
brake
have a
and
good one.
I'll
All right,
just
see you,
go through the
Brent.
corner faster, because his car will not do it. He's driving his car to the limit. All these guys out here are. And so that information is kind of tough for a driver to hear. He can take it for what it's worth, but they'll need to tune on that car to be able to help him hold that mid-corner speed, get the steering wheel straighter through the middle of the corner, take some steering out of it.
Right here, 2-car. Austin Cindric, he's run Reddick down. Cindric is, you talk about not having to turn the wheel as much. That's what Cindric's able to do. His car rolls the middle right there. He's much faster through the middle of the corner. And that allows him to be back in the throttle sooner and then run Reddick down on the straight.
Challenging for the lead. Cindric now within 0.2 of a second of Tyler Reddick. The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. It's a South Point 400.
Verizon Frontline is built for those we all rely on. Built to prioritize first responders. Built for extreme conditions. Built for America's most reliable 5G network. Because when seconds count and lives are on the line, the people we rely on need technology they can rely on. Verizon is the #1 network choice in public safety. Verizon Frontline, the advanced network and technology for first responders.
For tires, I only trust Goodyear. So I wear Skechers with Goodyear rubber for incredible traction, durability, and stability. If Goodyear rubber can handle what this beast throws at it, just imagine how well it'll perform on your feet. Try Skechers with Goodyear.
Red loved visiting Grandma's house, and after saving big at Amazon, she was ready for those uninvited guests. Shop legendary deals at Amazon.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you'll get 2 delicious things for only $5. How will you know which 2 to choose? Don't ask us. That's a rhetorical question. And everyone knows 2 for $5 is better than 1. Which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic. At Safelite, we take care of vehicles with the latest technology. When my last customer discovered a crack in his car's windshield, he scheduled at Safelite.com. Safelite makes it easy. We're the experts at replacing your glass and recalibrating your advanced safety system.
And they recycled my old glass. Now that's a company I can trust.
Don't wait, schedule today.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Hey, Dallas. It's always special when you come to Philly. And we can't wait to show you some brotherly love. Cowboys, Eagles. It's a rivalry made for Sunday night. On NBC
Flag pit
and
stops are
Tuning
starting.
Cindric able to make the pass. He is leading here at Las Vegas. Now Blaney and Bell have gotten by Reddick, as has Bubba Wallace, but they are now all on pit road, Dave.
William Byron, you see that dark-colored neon 24 car. He was really free, and then almost 2 laps later, really tight. Concerning for that 24. They'll make some adjustments here. 4 Goodyear tires. It's no-go fuel, Marty.
Boy, they built part of that run. Joey Logano was super fast, and then all of a sudden, that car just completely went away from the Team Penske drivers, and the car just way too tight. 4 fresh Goodyear tires here, which are going to mean a lot here at this one-ounce conference here at Vegas today. Joey Logano leaving pit road, Parker.
Ryan Blaney had that vibration issue at the beginning of his first run, but that didn't surface later in the run. He actually started to get better and faster. By the end, was in a 4-wheel slide off the corner, so the air pressure just was ripped.
Coming down pit road right now in his Toyota. He said at the end of that run. It was starting to get a little bit freer. Let's see how he hits his marks here in the pit stall. Perfect. The team will go to those 4 tires at fuel, Marty.
Very solid day for Ross Chastain so far, keeping it up in the top 10 to the car. Just a little bit too tight for his liking. You're going to see that crash bar adjustment right there for Ross Chastain. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe was the one who really fell through the field for the playoff drivers. Here he comes to his pit stall, little crossover there with Ross Chastain, saying the front end just completely quit working on the 14. We've seen this team do this before, taking big swings here at it on pit road, Dave.
Chase Elliott to pit road. He's in his pit box. He said his car was free, but that he was managing an air pressure adjustment here for him and a chassis adjustment. You saw the wrench go through the rear window there. Sunoco fuel to get him to the next stop.
See the 9, Chase Elliott pull away. You see the map on the upper right, right around that NBC logo. 2 of Cindric leaving pit road. The 12 at speed, kind of running next to him.
12 was a little slow coming out of his pit stall.
Yeah, but he's still going to pitting a lap early. You want to see what tires are worth? Here you go. He drives right by the 2. Parker.
Right, so they thought for a second maybe the left front wasn't tight, so Ryan hesitated. As you saw him out of his pit stall, he was slow. He came to a stop. Asked the team, is it okay? They responded, it is. He's back out there. He was a little frustrated with how that all went down, but it seems so far he should be okay, and that left front is not loose.
Looking strong against Tyler Reddick right now. All of these cars we're watching have been to pit road.
Yeah, and you see how the running order's been mixed up. That just shows you while the speeds are up, the tires do lose grip. They slow down about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. So coming just 1 lap earlier, putting on those fresh tires, you get to run a lap longer with those 2-second faster tires. And that's really why you see where Reddick is, where Blaney is, and perhaps the time we saw that Cindric has lost.
Suarez, Wallace, Logano, 1, 2, 3, and it's Kyle Busch and Reddick in the top 5. Blaney, Bell, Cindric, Byron, and Larson, all top 10.
Suarez was really comfortable, drove through the field. No surprise to see him out front. The guy that surprises me is Kyle Busch. He's leapfrogged a lot of people. You think that strategy, Steve, to come a little bit early. They got a fast car, jumped a few cars right here, and they're going to continue to move forward. Marty.
Hey, Junior Soft, and the focus is on these drivers, especially the playoff drivers. But Joey Logano knows it's a team sport. Steve, you know it as well. He just reported a moment ago, I have a bit of a vibration. Paul Wolf went through all his pit crew members. They assured him that they think they got all the wheels tight. They went back and looked at video as well. They got all thumbs up, so they think they're good with all the wheels tight. But a vibration behind the wheel always worries you, Steve, as a crew chief for your driver, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and everything in the playoffs just makes everything more pressure-packed, right? A vibration, at least it's early in the race if you have to pit a second time, but, you know, those are the mistakes that can cost you so many points. And we've seen how close the cut line is, or to this point, how close the finishing will be between who advances to Phoenix and who doesn't.
Yesterday's Xfinity Series race, A.J. Allmendinger thought he had a loose wheel. The crew said, we're confident they were tight. Well, A.J. Allmendinger said, I've got to come to pit road. Something's wrong. They went, and sure enough, the right front and right rear were both loose on that race car. So a difficult situation for these drivers and crews to sync up on that. When the crew thinks they get the tire tight, but the wheel has to be a little bit loose or something wrong because a driver can feel it.
Let's ride along here with Joey Logano, Ford Performance Cam. Listen to him, how he used the throttle, how far he can drive in the corner before he has to lift. Off the throttle, a little bit of brake. Immediately back, feeding the throttle, trying to carry as much speed to the center of the corner. This long back straightaway. Reinforced a little different than 1 and 2. See what he does over here, right to the wall. See how quick he got back to the throttle in 3 and 4, running that wall, and then wide open, and had to come back out of it. So you see Joey Logano is pushing his car hard. He'd like to be able to go back to the throttle and stay there. But when he goes back to the throttle, the car's not driving exactly like he wants it to. He's got to come back out of it and get the car set back into the racetrack.
196 miles an hour we saw Joey Logano get to before he had to get out of the gas. It's Daniel Suarez out in front here in Vegas.
fancy pants and sashay into Little Caesars for the Fanceroni Pepperoni. With over 100 crispy old world pepperoni and cheesy crust edge, you'll be saying fancy words like indubitably or crochet. Walk in and walk out for only $9.99.
Pizza, pizza.
There are those of us who earn our calluses. We choose raw materials over ready-made. It takes a special kind of person to build their world from scratch. And a special set of tools. Northern Tool's a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
Today is a monumental challenge.
You guys gotta stop worrying about me, I'm alright.
Male, late 20s. Wait, come out of here!
The owner, he was in the pepperoni. No fun.
Where's the owner? The child's missing and probably being abused right now.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. Today's South Point's 400. Don't miss your chance to win the fully redesigned 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Scan the QR code or you can visit NASCAR.com/Toyota Playoffs to start your entry now and be ready for any adventure. It's ready to take on any adventure from campground to the racetrack. And right now, Suarez and Wallace running 1 and 2 as we were riding along with Bell there. He's currently in the 6th spot. Logano, the highest scored playoff driver. Again, win if you're a playoff driver and advance to the championship 4.
Yeah, you mentioned Suarez. Wallace, very nice job. Suarez, lap 36, so he came 4 laps earlier than Cindric, who's now all the way back in 8th. He was the leader, so while Suarez did do a great job on and off pit road, I don't want to take anything away from the driver. Also, an aggressive pit call by Travis Mack on top of the 99 pit box. Look at the pit road comparisons. As we mentioned, Suarez, a great job over the 2.5 gained just on his rolling time. Then his pit crew backs him up with a little bit more there, and that's 2.5 seconds, basically. A little less than 2.5 seconds. The 99 gained over the 2, plus the time on new tires. He was 1.9 seconds back, and now he has the lead of this race. Just watch this aggressive call, Dale.
Watch this 45 car running this sideline in 3 and 4. And the 99 needs to figure this out because basically Joe Logano ran it and he showed it to Bubba Wallace, and now Bubba Wallace is running it and he's battling for the lead here. That time through the corner, not quite up against the wall like he had been, so it cost him a little bit there. But I think that if this 99 doesn't go up there to take that line away, we'll have a new leader here shortly.
Suarez dives back to the bottom, as does the 45. And so Bubba Wallace trying the low line to get by Daniel Suarez for the lead here.
Together side by side.
We got Bubba and Daniel Suarez racing for the lead here. Bubba takes the lead.
That's what you want to do when you catch somebody. You don't want to get hung up behind them. You need to make that pass quickly.
Bubba talked about this car as the same one they ran in Kansas. He loves this car. Here it is showing that same speed, race winning speed early here at Vegas. He takes the lead. He's up the racetrack there now. The 99 side drafted a little bit. Here comes the car. Suarez back to the bottom of the racetrack. Bubba's going to use the momentum now on this high side to maintain this lead off the corner. Here comes the 22 as well. Little side draft there. He's trying to get close enough to pull that side draft, slow the 99 down. He makes it happen, takes the lead back. Good little battle right here between these guys. Buddies off the track. Competitors on the track.
Joe Logano in that 22 car behind him. He's looking at both of them, trying to figure out where their weaknesses are. What can he take advantage of? He's to the top.
And the battle on the bottom of the screen is right behind this one. 4th, 5th, and 6th there in your screen.
Bubba all the way down to the apron. Logano still with the momentum. And Logano trying to get by one of the lap cars here. But Logano coming into the picture now as far as challenging for the lead.
Logano's got Good momentum here. He's going to stay right behind the 99 because he wants the top down here, 3 and 4. Not going to try to pass the 99 on the inside. He wants the top here. He's going to have some good momentum. Is it going to be enough? Can he come out of the gas a little bit right there? Great shot off the nose with the Ford Performance camera.
Now they're passing this lap car a busher, so that hurt Logano's entry a little bit because Suarez entered high, took the air away from what Logano wanted to be doing. Right in front of this battle, the 14 of Chase Briscoe, a playoff driver. Man, they're to stay in the lead lap.
They're barely out of the gas into 3, even running the wall. It's amazing how much speed they're able to carry around this racetrack.
Now to the inside of the 99. He poked the nose in front of him through 1 and 2. He does as he goes through the bumps.
They're even right here now off the corner of the 99.
Some good racing.
Side draft 22 slowing down. Sits right there on the quarter panel trying to get the side draft to work. Dives into 3. Suarez back around on the outside, but the 22 almost clear off of 4.
he slid in there. He might not have been clear, but he took the spot. Logano, very vocal, is saying, I don't have friends at the racetrack. I'm out here to win. And so right now, not making friends with Suarez, as he went right across his nose to take second away. Now he sets his sights on Wallace.
And while all this has happened right here, Bell's moved into 4th place behind this duo, passing both Kyle Busch and Blaney.
Think about Suarez. He was doing a really good job last week, doing what he needed to do to make it to this round of the playoffs. Had a power steering issue. He had to, I mean, he is amazing that he was able to get that car around the racetrack. He did all he could. That knocked him out of the playoffs, but they still have something to prove. So he's going to race these guys hard. He may not have a championship in front of him, but he has a tremendous amount of hunger. And I think that even made him more hungry, Junior. That loss, that defeat, was on a day they were doing what they needed to do, and just so disappointing for that team.
Bubba Wallace now with a 4/10 of a second lead over Joey Logano. Daniel Suarez, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch in the top 5. Green flag pit stop completed. We're looking for the end of stage 1.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I speak a little louder, I'll even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out. I wanna be with you everywhere.
From Bolt to Blazer, Equinox to Silverado, Chevy EVs are for everyone, everywhere.
Great value starting at $6. Only from iHop. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
At Safelite, we take care of vehicles with the latest technology. We can replace your windshield and recalibrate your safety system.
And they recycled my old glass.
Don't wait, schedule today.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Why are all the lights on in this house? Do you know what electricity costs? My grandmother would say, you need to read in the dark, so I did. Really?
Read in the dark. He doesn't even read in the light.
Lopez versus Lopez, November 4th on NBC.
official app of NASCAR and follow the action with free live scoring. There's also in-car cameras and radio broadcasts. Search NASCAR in your app store, and you can download and start a free trial today. We look down on this mile-and-a-half racetrack. The aero coverage brought to you by Geico. Watching Bubba Wallace now with a half a second lead over Joey Logano, so increasing his lead ever so slightly. Some drivers trying right up against the wall, and it's showing good speed. We're seeing it out of Logano and Bubba Wallace now.
Yeah, the radio communication on the spotter stand is going to all these drivers about what kind of lap times these guys are creating running the pits. But I've seen some cars that make lap time on the wall still make passes on the bottom of the racetrack. They're good race cars no matter where they run on the track.
Under 9 to go, and currently there are only 4 playoff drivers in the top 10 when you get stage points at the end of the stage.
Logano trying the bottom of the racetrack. You've been running that top. Got a battle right behind him here, the 20 car and the 99. Suarez in the 99 going to the middle of the racetrack. Christopher Bell in the 20 right up against the wall here in turns 1 and 2. It's going to have some good momentum. See that bottom? It's too bad. That 99 run the bottom. Didn't really give up a lot of time on the next straightaway. So 99 goes to the top of the track. Now, 20 wanted to go there. He can't stay there if the 99 takes that line. So he has to turn down the racetrack to get some clean air on that nose.
It's pretty impressive he can turn down like that. You know, having enough front grip to be able to do that. See now all the way to the bottom.
And they're keeping close contact, Logano. And the leader Wallace out there, they're still in the frame right off that nose camera. Here's a 22. There you see the 99.
Gap's closed now between the top 2. It was a half a second, now down under 0.2 of a second as Logano has closed the gap here. Remember, there's also a playoff point that is up for grabs.
This is kind of a weird phenomenon with this tire as we get toward around that 40 lap mark. A lot of guys, cars just flip a switch and they go away entirely.
Looking for the maximum amount of points at the end of each stage. Wallace and Logano fighting for the lead. Marty.
For the career year for Bubba Wallace continues, Rick. These are the first laps he's led at Vegas ever. You guys mentioned this is the car they won Kansas with a few weeks ago. Talked to Bubba about that earlier this week, and he said, man, I'll take any level of confidence I can get going into what I feel like was one of my toughest racetracks. Bubba Wallace, so impressive today. Right behind him, Joey Logano, and what he sees right in front of him, those 10 stage points. They would be so valuable to Logano. He has been so good running the high line right here in 3 and 4, but you saw him a moment ago. His spotter Coleman Presley said, try the low line, gained on the 45, trying to get that lead. 5 to go in stage 1, Parker.
And Marty, Jeff mentioned about Daniel Suarez's 99 team. They are out for vengeance after getting knocked out of the playoffs last week with that power steering issue. Travis Mack told me we were going to be aggressive with our race calling. But we've already seen that. He was first on pit road. We're going to be aggressive with our setup. We've told Daniel to be aggressive behind the wheel. So much so does that run through the team that Justin Marks, who's the co-owner of Trackhouse, just before this race, put his head in the window and asked Daniel, is there any driver out here better than you? Daniel responded no, and Justin said, then go show us and prove it. I think that would pump me up, guys.
Definitely.
Spin off turn 4.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sliding into the grass.
Just a little bit.
Let's take a look at it here. Coming off of turn 4, the car gets loose right there. I think the tire's up.
Yeah, right there. Yep. Just loose. I mean, we talked about
Another race where this shit fucking happens. Another race where this fucking shit happens, man. Oh yeah.
They come around quickly.
Gotta love that.
He's under control. Gets a little loose. Next thing he knows, he's pointing the wrong direction.
And honestly,
Keeps happening, man.
the groove some in these cars, but late in the run when the tire's old, there's not a lot of grip in the middle. I call it no man's land. There's good grip on the bottom of the racetrack right next to the apron, and then right against the wall, the middle of that racetrack on the old.
So this will end stage 1.
That was a huge break for Chase Briscoe. Ty Dillon was getting ready to get lapped by Bubba Wallace. That would have moved Chase Briscoe not the first car lap down, but now he is the first car lap down, so he'll get to pass around the pace car and get back in the lead lap.
And in essence, this is going to close pit road. So we were 2 laps to go in the stage, and every time we get to 2 laps to go in the stage, it closes pit road. So the cars won't be able to come to pit road unless they're going to incur a penalty.
One thing, I wanted to make a point just real quick. One thing that this is good, one thing that this kind of helps is Byron, who was outside of the top 10. So the 18 car spinning out of the top 10 is going to allow Byron to leapfrog that position into the top 10 for that stage point. We talk about how critical each point is. He was without a point. Due to that spin right there, he's going to luckily get one here at the end of this stage.
They're on the final lap now. This will be Bubba Wallace's second stage win of 2022. Never led at Las Vegas before today. Well, the Toyota Performance Center is located in Cornelius, North Carolina. The center was designed specifically with Toyota and TRD development drivers in mind. Toyota has been dedicated to driver development for more than a decade, and the group at TRD knows that development goes beyond natural abilities behind the wheel. Development needs to include physical fitness, nutritionists, strength and cardio training, as well as mental fitness. In addition to TRD development drivers, many of Toyota's Cup Series drivers also are using the facility, including Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace, who is going to win stage 1 here at Las Vegas. Logano is the highest scored playoff driver in second. Then you have Bell in 4th, Blaney 5th. And Junior, as I mentioned, William Byron is going to get a point for finishing in the top 10 in stage 1.
Chastain, Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Briscoe, no stage points.
We know there's a guaranteed spot in the championship floor in points. The other 3 spots could be filled with winners from this race, from next week at Homestead, Miami, and Martinsville, the 3 races that lead into Phoenix. Well, this one goes to Bubba Wallace, stage 1 under caution. He gets the win. He was out front for 24 laps in stage 1.
Michael's back. And he's more dangerous. We finish this now. Let's go.
Halloween ends. Rated R.
Tremendous American Olympians and up-and-coming stars. Absolutely stunning. Compete against the world's best at Skate America, Friday and Saturday on NBC, USA, and Peacock.
Dear Fall, you make me smile, even in the rain. When we travel in our new 22 Toyota Highlander with all-wheel drive. So many available, it's easy to find yours today. Signed, Burdick Toyota, Cicero. Shop BurdickToyota.com.
We at United Way make sure that every person knows that they matter and that the future can be bright no matter what they're facing today.
United, we do more.
I'm Francis Knoll. I've spent my life fighting to keep Americans safe. And I'm proud to be standing in front of the Justice Center. It's named after my grandfather, the former sheriff of Onondaga County. So I'm not going to stand for Brandon Williams' false attacks. Here's the truth. We've got to tackle violent crime head on. I'm Francis Knoll, and I approve this message because I'll always fight to invest in our police and our communities to keep us safe.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
bacon. Get 2 Bacon McDouble burgers for just $3.50. For a limited time, only at McDonald's.
Dear Fall, you make me smile, even in the rain. When we travel in our new 22 Toyota Highlander with all-wheel drive, it's easy to order exactly what you want today. Signed, Burdick Toyota Cicero. Shop BurdickToyota.com.
Clark Equipment, Central New York's most trusted heavy equipment provider.
NASCAR on NBC is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Toyota, let's go places. And by Northern Tool and Equipment. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com. We're made for this.
Rick, something that really jumped out. We saw this 18 spinning, but look right here in the lower grill, right? So as he starts to spin, look at all of that right there. That is tire rubber pouring out of the lower grill. We talk about high wear racetracks. That's how much rubber in just over 70 laps has gone into that grill. Now, this Toyota has a panel in there designed to keep it from getting into the radiator. But remember, some rule changes were also made under the hood to keep that type of tire rubber getting into the rocker panels. We saw fires earlier in the year, but high tire wear so far here in Vegas. Parker?
Christopher Bell told us in the pre-race show he was worried about those bumps in turns 1 and 2 at the top of your screen. Well, that continued through those first few runs. He just said it's bouncing way too much through the bumps, and it didn't get any better as the run went on. 4 Goodyear tires for him, Dave.
William Byron comes into the 24. He said he was tight firing off, losing grip late in the run, and the ride is pretty rough. He'll get 4 tires adjustment here, Marty.
When the caution came out, Joey Logano said, dang it, he really thought he could catch Bubba Wallace there and win that change. He said, I just need the rears to stay with me longer, a little bit more rear grip. And then he told Paul Wolf, very fine adjustments here. Bubba Wallace, his team delivers on pit road, keeps him in the lead. Suarez gains a spot.
Yeah, so does Chastain, 6th position. As a matter of fact, Mark Truex Jr., 4 spots on pit road.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breztri. Breztri gives me better breathing and helps prevent flare-ups. Before Breztri, I was stuck in the past. I still had bad days. Flare-ups, which kept me from doing what I love. My doctor said, for my COPD, it was time for Breztri. Breztri gives you better breathing, symptom improvement, and helps prevent flare-ups. Like no other COPD medicine, Breztri was proven to reduce flare-ups by 52%.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help. If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breztri.
You spend the day watching your kids' big game, at least one of you is having fun. Chop House aioli is calling your name. You want crispy onion strings and a brioche bun. Everything's better with melted cheese. Kevin's dad doesn't understand boundaries. The Sonic Chop House cheeseburger.
Sonic.
Verizon Frontline is built for those we all rely on. Built to prioritize first responders. Built for extreme conditions. Built for America's most reliable 5G network. Because when seconds count and lives are on the line, the people we rely on need technology they can rely on. Verizon is the #1 network choice in public safety. Verizon Frontline, the advanced network and technology for first responders.
Hey, Cowboys. You have your way of doing things in Dallas. But here's some tips for your upcoming trip to Philly. Avoid 76. And also 91.
Oh, my goodness.
And don't even try rush hour.
Come on.
Oh, are you hungry, Zeke? How about a nice Philly pretzel? We can't wait to show you some brotherly love. Cowboys, Eagles, a rivalry made for Sunday night. On NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Possibility of locking into the championship 4 in front of the playoff drivers. Right now, Logano first in points, Chase Elliott second, Ross Chastain and William Byron the top 4 again in points, but a win and you lock yourselves in. Parker.
Right, and one team trying to do that would be the 12 of Ryan Blaney. They were fastest in practice yesterday, qualified fourth, and ran in the top 5 for much of the first portion of that stage. And then they had that slight issue on their pit stop with the left front. It turned out to be okay. It was just a little slow. Ryan has been slightly upset with the speed and the handling of that race car, but they continue to find themselves here just inside the top 10.
On the first pit stop, not this one, Chase Elliott got an adjustment for his 9 car. Did it help? Listen.
Yeah, I've just got that hand loose in my hands now. Built, just a touch to the right front. Screws me. So go back on that change. Just make as much time as you can. Try to find something.
They did, in fact, go back on that adjustment this time. We'll see if that makes the 9 car better, Marty.
Boy, Dave, it's been an eventful day for playoff driver Chase Briscoe. He was down a lap, just now got the free pass. Just talked to Johnny Klossmeyer a moment ago. He said first run the car was way too tight. This run the car was way too free. So he took a big swing here, hoping to hit the middle. He's the last car on the lead lap, hoping to stay on the lead lap on this run as we start stage 2, Rick.
Yeah, Briscoe is going to restart 25th, and right now he's 31 points below that cut line. So the lowest in points as the field approaches the Geico restart zone. Up front,
Green flag.
Will battle it out.
See that 19 car Mark Truex Jr. drove to the back of the field up here today. It's a fast car in stage 1, 3 wide. Look at this restart. Multiple rows of 3 wide.
Kevin Harvick in the 4 on the inside of that first 3 wide row.
It's like a Talladega restart. Where do you want to be? Looks like all the lines have good momentum.
Ross Chastain with momentum. And now Trackhouse Racing looking dominant here at Vegas, running 1 and 2 and pulling away.
Still 3 wide. Talk about, early in this run, you can damage a tire. You have no choice but to run hard right here. You don't push hard, you can lose 5, 6, 7, 8 spots. Here, Christopher Bell barely out of the gas.
He dives in the middle here, beating the sandwich off of turn 4. Truex in the 12, drafting on the outside, trying to get around the 4 of Harvick. Trackhouse teammate still out front. Oh, the 20 car bottoms out, has to get out of the gas right there.
How about this one of Chastain? Finishes the stage in 11th. Great pit stop, great restarting. Here he is battling for the lead. That's a big swing of events when you can gain that many spots on one pit cycle.
Yeah, real good speed in practice, Steve, and I don't know where he was the whole first stage. Could not get into the top 10, but here he is showing really good speed, helping his teammate. They're trying to drive away.
Yeah, one thing we haven't talked about a lot is how important pit crews are going to be as these playoffs move along. That one team, Ross Chastain, you can make a real argument, has been the best on pit road all year long and showed it again today.
And a lot of these teams saw that right rear tire issue with a 12 car in practice, probably came in real conservative to start this race. Are they leaning the other way now that they've made it a few runs on tires? They see the tire is durable, or are they going the other way on air pressure, getting more aggressive, finding more speed?
That's a great point, Junior. Absolutely, kind of a knee jerk you have to.
Man, I can't remember a season seeing Kyle lose cars like he has this season. It's ridiculous. Like,
and now
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Has pulled almost to a half-second lead over Ross Chastain, Parker.
Well, and Dale, you brought up an interesting point there about as these teams feel out these tires, they might get a little more aggressive with that tire pressure. But think about teammates and how they can help each other, like you may be seeing between this 99 and the one from Trackhouse. Diego Suarez, he knocked out the playoffs last weekend. Travis Mack told me, there's things that we can do and be more aggressive with on this 99 car that will help that one car. And I just have to think, if tire pressure situations could be an issue, that 99 wants to be more aggressive. We saw how fast he was in that first stage, how much maybe the one didn't have that speed but now does. How do they help each other, Marty? Parker, we have talked all year long about the aggressiveness of Ross Chastain and kind of how he's backed that down during the playoffs.
Suarez paint scheme is nice. Yeah, it's cool.
And he said, listen, I think there's more for me to push the edge, and I think our team, no doubt, in the round of 12, we were very conservative on how far we were pushing the car. But today, all of that ends. Finished outside the stage points, as you guys mentioned. But, Jeff, here's my question. How can you flip that aggressiveness for Phil Surgeon and Ross Chastain back on? They haven't really been that aggressive group since July. He's got to find it in these final 4 races. The only way to do that, Marty, is to tell your driver that we don't care what the car looks like after the race. You go do what you want to do, and we got your back.
Drivers got to know that no matter what he does, they're going to support it. And it's hard to pull a guy back. They did that in the regular season. Now they just need to turn him loose and let him be Ross Chastain. And the Ross Chastain that got him into the playoffs.
Well, Jeff, I'll tell you, Marty, myself, and Dale Jarrett were on the front of the grid for countdown to green, and Ross kind of came up off camera, but he was joking and poking and smiling, and he looked relaxed. We talk about the pressure of the playoffs. This looks like a driver that was ready and excited for what was in front of him today. Sometimes you can see him kind of get a little nervous. Not today. Ross Chastain had a little swagger when he was walking out to driver introductions.
And definitely a reason for that, as we see the two Trackhouse Racing drivers running 1 and 2 right now with Suarez and Chastain. Then it's Logano, Blaney, and Larson. That's 3.
Big battle off of turn 4 here.
Oh, man. Oh!
Goes Bubba Wallace.
Oh!
Back across the track, tags the bottom.
Oh, my God. What the hell? Jesus Christ. What the fuck just happened? Oh, my God.
That hard racing by the 5.
Jesus Christ. I feel like Bubba intentionally came back down to wreck Larson there.
The 20 of Christopher Bell.
Jesus Christ.
Bubba Wallace out of the car. The AMR safety crew to him as he is walking down the racetrack.
We went into turn 3 wide, battling for position, arguing through turn 4.
He's headed right now for the 5 car.
Uh-oh.
The 5 came up the racetrack.
Uh-oh.
That sent Bubba into the wall. Bubba seems to be
Uh-oh.
upset about that.
Uh-oh.
What's going on over there?
Some big impacts.
Larson's out of the car as well. We saw him take the helmet off.
Well, are you going to fight him or what?
20 yards away.
As they were spinning, they clipped the 20 car coming by.
What's he gonna do? Oh! Oh! Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Bubba is pissed.
They want to get him in an AMR safety vehicle to get him back to Infield Care Center.
My heart rate right now, bro.
So that's where they're headed. Let's take a look at what happened.
Alright, so here's what happened.
The 4 and the 45 are side by side.
Here's what happened, because I didn't get it.
Here into turn 3. Harvick backs out.
Hard racing. Hard racing.
Up the racetrack.
Yeah.
Bubba just feels like that the 5 didn't give him much room as he would have liked to come off of that corner.
So that's what happened. I feel like Bubba intentionally came back down to wreck Larson. I mean, he could play it off like, yeah.
Bubba hangs a left to retaliate.
Yeah.
And I got a problem with that. You're going.
I think Bubba's in the wrong on this one, man, in my opinion.
Exceptionally dangerous. That's racing right there. Larson's fault for sure. Takes out Christopher Bell. That's exceptionally dangerous move.
The shot the 5 takes to the driver's door on the front straightaway is vicious. I mean, it's a hit.
Yeah, I just can't. I just can't. That's not right. I mean, Kyle Larson clearly messed up. It got Bubba in the wall. That's on Larson, but a retaliation in the right rear quarter panel on a 1.5 mile racetrack, that is exceptionally dangerous.
And again, it caught up the 20. Christopher Bell misses. The response, Bubba Wallace didn't like Larson turning away from him.
Oh, man.
Kind of surprised by Bubba's frustration. I know that he felt like he had a winning race car
blame him for being exceptionally mad. Like he did, he's running very well, led a lot of laps, got running the wall, right? I don't blame him for being.
I know he's mad. I know he's mad, but I mean, we don't have guys walking over and getting physical like that too often. So that.
Well, maybe we need more of that.
Yeah, the on-track action as well.
And now the cars making their way onto pit road. Parker.
And Ryan Blaney will pit out of the fourth position at the top of your screen there. Just still lacking that grip on exits. Four-wheel slides off the corner for the 12 of Ryan Blaney. So he'll continue to make air pressure adjustments for him, Dave.
1 and 2 not awful for the driver of the 24, but turns 3 and 4 got worse. So they'll make another change here for William Byron, Marty.
Pitting here should have put everyone to the end of stage 2, Dave, but certainly going to call the Goodyear tires into question. Ross Chastain happy with the handling of his car. Wants a very small adjustment to tighten it up just a little bit.
Coming off pit road, Denny Hamlin, a 2-tire stop. Trying a little strategy here to get up front. Anger between the 45 and the 5. Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson.
Flo, you're here. This pipe just burst on me.
Well, you bundled home and auto with Progressive, so you have round-the-clock protection on all your stuff, like that cardboard TV.
I told Props to switch that out. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap.
Wait, you faked this whole thing?
I knew it was the quickest way to see you.
Bubba started beating
I'm sorry,
Larson's
John,
ass.
but I'm already in love with insurance.
I know that's weird, right?
Well, any weirder than faking a burst pipe?
Got a little carried away.
For tires, I only trust Goodyear. So I wear Skechers with Goodyear rubber for incredible traction, durability, and stability. If Goodyear rubber can handle what this piece throws at it, just imagine how well it'll perform on your feet. Try
Oh,
Skechers
people
with
are calling for
Goodyear.
Bubba to be
At Safeway, we
suspended.
take care of vehicles with the latest technology. When my last customer discovered a crack in his car's windshield, he scheduled at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight makes it easy. We're the experts at replacing your glass.
And recalibrating your advanced safety system.
And they recycled my old glass. Now that's a company I can trust.
Don't wait, schedule today.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
So Wendy's Biggie Bag is all this food for just
Another
$5,
snoozer, huh?
And we're not calling it the Reggie Bag?
Oh, no.
What if it's the Reggie Bush?
Definitely not.
The Biggie number 5 Bush?
Yeah, I think Bubba's probably not going to be racing next week.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, power of Die Hard. Die Hards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
My nana used to say there's the right way, and then there's the Lopez way. And she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
You come here, you do stuff for me, we laugh, and you go home. I love that last part. Hi, Mama.
You wanted to make things awkward.
If I wanted to make things awkward, I'd show your late-night text asking, you are?
I wasn't.
Lopez versus Lopez, November 4th. Part of the Friday Comedy Hour on NBC.
NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. The South Point 400. Tempers boiling over here in Las Vegas. You see the damage to the 20 of Christopher Bell. He got caught up in the incident between the 45 of Bubba Wallace and the 5 of Kyle Larson. Marty is standing by with Bubba.
Yeah, Bubba's out of the infield care center. We could clearly see your anger, Bubba. First, walk us through what happened. Cliff Daniels said if that wasn't retaliation, I don't know what was. Was it intentional retaliation on your behalf?
Clint's smart enough to know how easy these cars break, so when you get shoved into the fence, like deliberately like he did, trying to force me to lift, steering was gone, so just so happened to be there. Hate it for our team. Super fast car, had no short run speed as you were seeing, we were kind of falling there. Larson wanted to make a 3-wide dive bomb, never cleared me, and I don't lift, so I know I'm kind of new to running at the front, but I don't lift, so wasn't even in a spot to lift, and he never lifted either, and now we're junk, so just a piss poor move on his execution.
When situations like this happen, Bubba,
Man,
at
I
this
love
speed,
Bubba,
is
bro.
retaliation
I love Bubba, man.
an acceptable thing?
Like,
Stop fishing. Stop fishing.
I'm not fishing. I'm just asking you. Let's also talk about
Jesus.
the message you wanted to send to Kyle by going up to him after the incident.
He knows. He knows that what he did was wrong. He wanted to question what I was doing. He never cleared me. So just hate it for our team. Our McDonald's Toyota Camry was super solid. Just needed to find a little bit on the short run, get the balance where we needed it, and it would have been just like Kansas. But now the car's jumped.
There's always unintended consequences when something like this happens. Christopher Bell was a part of that, clearly a Toyota teammate and a playoff driver. Your reaction to that?
Sports.
There you go. Bubba Wallace obviously very upset and delivered his message he felt like to Kyle Larson. He said, Larson knows the message I was trying to deliver.
That was such a
We will get
tense
word with
interview,
Kyle
bro.
Larson when he comes out of the infield care center just a moment ago.
And Bubba now chatting with the rest of the media here. But we saw the crew working on the 20 of Christopher Bell. So Bell now has scored 5 laps down as the field continues to work its way around the track here in 34th.
Yeah, just a race against the clock for the 20, and they have 10 minutes on the damaged vehicle policy to try to make repairs, go out and meet minimum speed. We'll have to see if that has the updates that they need. Marty now has the second driver involved, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson out. So walk us through the incident from your perspective, and did his reaction and retaliation kind of surprise you?
No, I mean, it didn't surprise me. I obviously made an aggressive move into 3 and got in low and got loose and chased it up a bit. And, yeah, I mean, he got to my right front and it got him tight into the wall and knew he was going to retaliate. So, like I said, I mean, he had a reason to be mad, but his race wasn't over until, you know, he retaliated. So, it is what it is. Yeah, you know, just aggression turned into frustration, and you retaliated.
Is retaliation, Kyle, at that speed an acceptable thing?
I think with everything that's been going on here lately, with
Bubba's definitely getting
head
parked for a
injuries
race.
And,
There's no
all
chance
that,
he's
you know,
racing next week.
fractured ligaments and all that. I don't think it's probably the right thing to do, but you know, hey, we've all done it. Maybe not all of us, but I mean, I have. I've let the emotions get the best of me before too. So
Exactly.
Just
I mean,
I'm sure. Yeah, I know he's probably still upset, but I'm sure with everything going on, he'll know that he made a mistake.
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
and I'm sure.
Exactly. Bubba's gonna like they're gonna talk about it. I guarantee by like the end of the year, Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson are gonna be friends again, and it's all gonna be all right, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just, like I said, he had every right to be upset. I'd rather him do that than tear up, you know, our cars in a dangerous matter. So yeah, just is what it is.
Glad to see both of these guys are okay, but clearly some very, very upset drivers down here, Parker.
Right, Marty, and the playoff repercussions for the 20 team of Christopher Bell here as you see him back in the garage. They went over the 10 minutes of the damaged vehicle.
Should Bubba be parked? I think so. Yeah.
Unable to do so, so he is now out of the race here as in the first race of the round of 8.
We've seen him backed into a corner before. He was...
Poor Christopher Bell, man. Wasn't even involved in this.
This is the emotions of racing. From the high of winning the race in the Roval a week ago to now, he is in the garage out of this race. Field going through the Geico restart zone, back underway. Here, 63 laps to go in stage 2.
Great launch for Denny Hamlin on the outside.
Oh, there we go. Stenhouse around.
Caution back out.
Hey, that incident, last incident and this incident put a lot of cars back on the lead lap. We're going to end up with 30 cars on the lead lap.
I think you're going to see on this restart a couple different things happening. Not all connected to this 47 car, but there was some shuffling around and some contact up front, or actually ahead of the 47. Let's take a look. Look up here ahead. Right there, bam. But up in front of that, there's even more contact between the two, the 19, the 31. Look at there. On the left side of the screen is the 47 sliding around. Multiple cars making contact with each other throughout this restart. Here's a better look at the 19 and the 31. So Truex goes to the middle here. 31 shoots down to try to go to the middle of the 34. That's got going to make the 19 connect to like the 12 car. There's so much happening. So he drives up the racetrack. He drives up the racetrack into the inside, I think, of the 14.
There's Briscoe, yes.
Briscoe that turned him around. There's just a lot happening.
Caught him in the right front. They just shoved this car to the left and spun him out.
Well, we can tell now that restarts are going to be pretty violent as far as everyone fighting for position. We've seen it go 3 wide for a couple rows.
You can see that left rear tire, no lettering on it. You have to wonder what kind of damage it's done to that tire. But man, this race has changed dramatically in the last 20 minutes.
They had to give up track position. They're running 20th right now. 29 cars on the lead lap. But can you assume that tire's okay? I'd have to pit. Some other cars, Haley, Truex, they both have damage. Now pit road's open. I see the green light. They both had damage, so they're coming down. Briscoe, he's got his left rear. He's coming down.
Truex, give the 31 a little help there, Marty.
And Chase Briscoe and this race team, they have scrapped this entire playoff run. If they're going to make it into the championship four, it's going to have to be a scrappy day again. That left rear damage. So see, what they're going to do is they're going to dive in and check the left rear toe link. He said, I think I was hit fairly square on the left rear tire. So they're going to do all 4 tires, obviously, here. But the left rear, that's the biggest concern. Do they have any suspension damage? When they get to this side, they're going to find out.
Yeah, so they're going to go in and look. Jeff, I hate to admit that your eyes are better than mine. I saw those safety lights. I thought the pit road closed. The green light was on, and this is a fuel window, I think. We were thinking just over 50 laps, but these teams are now we're thinking they could go almost 60. So we'll have to adjust our numbers and see if this 14 can be repaired.
Lap 103, things escalated quickly. Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell. Bubba not happy.
Hey, Bug. I know you don't like voicemails, but I hope you're doing great. I wish I was with you. You are so brave. Just keep getting out there. And I hope you know how lucky I am to be your dad.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
There are those of us who earn our calluses. We choose raw materials, ready-made. It takes a special kind of person to build their world from scratch. And a special set of tools. Northern Tool's a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Matthew, Little Caesars is now the official pizza of the NFL.
Let's hear it.
Pizza, pizza.
Again.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. No!
Pizza, pizza!
We're ready!
Are you ready for some old world fanceroni pepperoni? Get one delivered from Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
His name is legendary. Now, see how it all began.
You decided on a name yet?
Rocky Jr.
Chief?
Rocky 2.
Rocky Maivia.
Any of those except Rocky 4.
Young Rock, November 4th on NBC.
This is NFL Plus, and this is for the Sunday shifters, the game time babysitters, and the poolside ballers. Live games, replays, films, and shows. This is NFL Plus, your game on the go.
Start your free trial today.
Elevate your taste buds with the new Sonic Chop House Cheeseburger. It's definitely layered with crispy onion strings and creamy Chop House aioli over an all-beef patty with 2 slices of American cheese served on a toasted brioche bun. For a limited time at Sonic.
Why does Bubba hate Larson today? Well, I mean, he had reason to be pissed, but he didn't have reason to wreck the man.
Larson talk about getting loose here, up the racetrack. He's trying to give Bubba a little bit of room.
See, Bubba stood wide open in the throttle to go back and get Larson. Right along Harvick.
Frustrations with these drivers. Just this the fourth from the end race, and it's been a long season. A lot of things bottled up, and now when somebody feels like they're raced wrong, we saw it out of what happened with Bubba. Getting ready for the restart, Suarez and Hamlin will once again make up row one. Restarts have been crazy. 3 wide already, as they haven't even gotten through the quad oval yet.
Two Trackhouse working together to get clear on the bottom. Now the Penske boys trying to get through. Blaney's through into third. 3 wide, 2 rows deep for fourth place.
Harvick's back on the bottom. Logano surging ahead through the middle now. That 22, maybe a little contact there between the 4 and 22.
Side by side up front, and now Chastain's the new leader. Drove right around his teammate. I'm so surprised by that pass. We haven't seen many passes for the lead today.
Chastain pulling away now from Suarez. And Tyler Reddick just in front of these two. Logano now in front of Harvick.
Blaney closing in on second place. Suarez struggling just a little bit here, trying to fire off on this restart.
Suarez got at the racetrack. They gave Blaney the bottom, which really what Blaney was wanting. He's wanting that clean air. Battle behind. Logano driving to the bottom of Reddick.
We should tear down Pocono due to the Steve Part, Elliott Sadler, Kurt Busch crash. I disagree. I think Pocono's a good track.
Almost makes contact with the wall. The 22's going to get by. Here comes the 24 of Byron now on the inside.
Byron all the way down at the bottom of the racetrack, with that momentum paying off for Reddick as he clears him coming off the 2.
Gets tight again and has to lift. He's carrying so much speed through the middle of the corner, and then the car takes off right at the last minute on the corner exit. See him lose speed right there off of turn 4. Again with this 8 car struggling to complete the corner. Here comes Harvick.
Harvick's going to go to the bottom as well.
Harvick's not going to clear Reddick. Reddick now has positive momentum on the outside. Clears Harvick.
Reddick's like, I got to change it up down here in 3 and 4. He's going to the top of the racetrack. See if he can figure out a way to get this car to get off the corner.
That's a fight for 7th right now. Reddick has it. Harvick trying to take it away. 3/10 of a second separating Chastain from Suarez. That's first and second. Then a second back to Blaney, Hamlin, Logano, Byron. And then the battle with Reddick and Harvick. Back for 7th and 8th.
Logano trying to figure out a way around this 11 of Denny Hamlin. Denny up the racetrack right here. Actually, he's running the regular line. We're going to go on the apron in this 22 car. Down to the bottom at 1 and 2. Logano's clear at this moment. Then he's going to try to power back, but going to get the spot up.
Although he is giving that spot up, still a good start to this race for this 11 team. Remember, they started 31st, and they worked themselves up into the top 5. So still not the pace they really want, but much, much better than they were in qualifying. Dave.
And Jeff, as we make Denny our Toyota driver update right here, let's talk about Chris Gabehart and suggesting just the 2 right side tires last time. He had it in his mind because of his stop earlier. Denny had been complaining, yeah, it's going to be tight in traffic again. And Gabehart told him, we're not going to be there long. It was on his mind to come down pit road and only take 2 tires tires on the lap 97 stop. They were right sides. It put Denny in the lead, and though he's lost the lead after a couple of restarts here, they're up front where they want to be.
And Steve, as far as our crew chief vantage point, fuel, 53 laps around that window. Do they think they can get all the way to the end here?
Well, 53 is what we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the race. As we see Harrison Burton working really tough to get by the 14 of Chase Briscoe. But our pit reporters down there working pit road up and down, and they're letting us know the update. These drivers now are talking more 61, 62 laps in these crew chiefs as we see a big slide by the 21. My goodness, that is a great save by Harrison Burton. So it turns out the fuel window, for whatever reason, whether it's pace or time on throttle, is more like 60 laps. So we expect all the drivers on the track should be able to make it to the end of this stage. Now, will their car, their Goodyear tires, and their patience make it this far? We'll see.
They've already been tested, as Hamlin has made his way up into the top 5, running in that 5th position now. Chase Elliott is the driver that has fallen back to 18th. Briscoe running in the 23rd position. The other drivers involved in the playoffs, and the one currently out, Christopher Bell. Marty.
So frustrating for Christopher Bell, an innocent bystander and all of that. So what was your view of that accident, Christopher?
Yeah, just the 23 Bubba. Yeah, Bubba got run into the wall, and obviously retaliation from his side, and we got shorted in the stick.
So this team has shown the resilience all year long, Christopher. You had to win last week at the Roval to get into the round of 8. What happens now? Miami and Martinsville left to make the championship 4.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that I feel better about winning one of those 2 races than I did the Roval. Just had a really, really strong Camry the last, really all year long. So see if we can't pull another rabbit out of that.
There you go. That's the highs and lows of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, Rick. Last week, a must-win situation. He delivered this week. He's out early.
And he was my pick, Rick. I thought Christopher Bell was going to have a great day. Flat tires in Texas put him in a bad situation. He was able to win at the Roval. Now with a wreck, Marty says it right there, highs and lows. It is a humbling sport for sure.
We've seen a lot of the highs and lows already and haven't even completed stage 2. The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. It's the South Point 400.
Did you know you can save with GoodRx, even if you have insurance?
You know, I thought my prescription was covered until it wasn't, but GoodRx helps with that.
I work for myself, so I buy my own insurance. And I still check GoodRx.
I'm on Medicare. I check GoodRx because it can beat my copay. Who wouldn't like that?
Even if you have insurance, GoodRx can help you save.
Okay, we'll see.
That does suck for Christopher Bell.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Those of us who earn our calluses. We choose raw materials over ready-made. It takes a special kind of person to build their world from scratch. And a special set of tools. Northern Tool's a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash. The Barn Bar. The county's best hangout. Just got better. Here's the Living Smooth with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light.
After 45 years, Halloween, the most acclaimed and revered horror franchise in film history, reaches its epic, terrifying conclusion. Laurie Strode faces off for the last time against the embodiment of evil, Michael Myers, in a final confrontation unlike any captured on screen before. It's in theaters and streaming only on Peacock. Fight for the second spot. Blaney Suarez. We see the one of Chastain out front. Blaney has been able to clear Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez now has his hands busy trying to hold off the 22 Logano. These Penske cars are really, really fast in practice. I think they might have started this race a little conservative because of the tire issue on the 12. Now starting to show that pace again late in this race. They gain a little more confidence in the durability of the tire. The 12 car now stalking the leader, Chastain.
Been a fair amount faster than Chastain the last few laps. Talk about it, how important it is to try to get by somebody as quickly as possible. See the 22 going by the 99 of Suarez. The longer you hang behind this guy, the harder it is on your tires. You know, you get behind him, you lose air. Now you got to turn the wheel more because the car's tighter.
We've heard some great things out of Penske with the pace that they've had at a test at Homestead, the pace they have here this weekend. Blaney and Logano maybe positioning themselves to join that Final Four. Get two cars in the championship hunt there in Phoenix.
That last lap, Blaney was a tenth of a second faster than Chastain. And now regrouping as he's falling back 3 car lengths, but dives to the bottom of the racetrack here through 3 and 4.
Chastain to the top of the racetrack here. That's a defensive line. You can create some speed up there, but makes it a little difficult to complete the pass on the bottom.
Watching a great battle for the lead. Noah Gragson, he's moved up in the top 10. Thunder Vouch, Coleman, good move right here. Good forward momentum by Blaney.
Blaney down to the inside, door to door as they go into turn 3. Will he slide up the racetrack? He's cleared the 1.
He's going to keep that bottom line, man. Keep that car pinned to the bottom. No run from the 1 here. The 1's starting to struggle a little bit. He will even more so now following this 12 car. He's got a good run right there to the inside.
He goes to the inside, trying to take the lead back. Up the racetrack he goes. He's able to keep it off the 12 as they go down the backstretch.
You can see how he's struggling for grip on the bottom of the racetrack down there. Dives back down into the bottom of 3, taking the position back. He's sliding up the track, though, out of the throttle. Here comes the 12.
Big wiggle when he got into turn 3, and now they're still door to door.
He knew he did not get through 3 and 4 well. Didn't even go up there to try to block Blaney.
That's the balance issue of this 1 car. Just not quite able to do everything Chastain wants to do.
But to me, that's smart driving by Ross Chastain. He's still taking the fight to Blaney. He's not giving up fighting, but he knew he was going to put himself in a bad situation when Blaney had that much run. And he did go up there trying to block him. I think that's a smart move by Ross Chastain with a lot of racing left to go.
Right into the picture comes the 22 of Joey Logano now. Another Penske driver here. And Joey running the middle of the racetrack.
Guys, you remember, it's been quite an up and down season for the Blue Ovals, these Fords, right? There was a time in the middle of the year where these higher speed, momentum style racetracks did not suit this style of race car. I know Kevin Harvick did win at Michigan, but none of us had him on the radar that day. They have definitely found some pace in these Fords, kind of across the board when it matters here in the playoffs.
Marty, right now, Chastain in between 2 Penske drivers.
And about to lose second to Joey Logano. So what's going on with the 1 car? Listen on the radio.
Started off, neutral, 20, from 0.
So saying the car's getting freer and he's having to hustle it to get any speed out of it. Got his hands full, but right now showing a lot of patience. How about his teammate, Daniel Suarez, Parker?
Right, Marty, for his teammate, Daniel Suarez, he's fallen off this battle for the lead a little bit, and 2 reasons. One being fuel. When they pitted at lap 97, the team told me he was about 3 to 4 laps short, and then after all those cautions that put them right on the number, so much so, the team was updating him when he was running in second as to how much Chastain was lifting compared to him, so they could kind of try and hit a fuel number a little bit. Also, also, just like the one car there for Roush Chastain, he's getting quite loose in that 99 and losing through a grip. So trying to save fuel and lacking a bit of handling has taken him out of that battle for the lead.
31 to go, 37 laps. That's the lap pit. That's 68 laps to finish this. Now, some were yellow. But you asked earlier, we're thinking 50 to 55 laps. This is going to be well over 60. The pit reporters have given us that update, and they're hearing more like 60 or 65 laps. So this will be a great kind of reset on what we think everybody can really do when it comes to stretching the fuel tank. The other challenge, though, is, there's 28 green flag laps. 28 green flag laps on these leaders' tires of Blaney and Logano. So with 30 laps to go, that'll be 58 hard laps, Dave, on this set of Goodyear tires.
Let's update Chase Elliott running 20th. They made a significant change while he was on pit road 2 times ago. With both right side wheels off, they went into suspension. Did it help?
So I'm on the track, man. Like the right rear is super harsh now. My ride got bad, quicker, but I still feel like I'm carrying my front tire.
Restarted 20th, running 20th. Long day for the 19. They're going to have to take another crack at it if they're going to get Chase Elliott to the front and get some points before the day's over.
And another playoff driver right behind him in Chase Briscoe. Those are the 2 lowest scored that are still out on the racetrack. But it's Blaney out front here at Vegas.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's Tiny Dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
Our internet isn't ideal.
My dad made the brilliant move to get us T-Mobile home internet. Oh. We have to share our signal with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, now we do some weird things to get our speeds.
Well, I'm up.
Come on, kids.
This sucks.
Well, if you just switch, maybe you don't have to be there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yikes. Oh, sorry. I wasn't thinking.
We don't really use the V word.
Kind of insensitive.
We prefer pro-lunar.
Yes. Much better.
We get out. Fired up. Hook big one. We get out and rip it. And we track them down. So crack a Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
Toyota, let's go places.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever.
The greatest are the ones that seize the moment.
4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. Night racing, a doubleheader, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com.
And race fans, when in Las Vegas, stay where the racers stay, at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Your ultimate pit stop on the Las Vegas Strip. South Point, everything you want, all under one roof. Take a look at this. Ty Gibbs and the 3 of Austin. Dylan, yeah, there's contact made. And we want to take a look at the telemetry brought to you by Progressive. Ty Gibbs out of the throttle quite a bit there as he was going into 1.
2 still battling on the back straightaway. Struggled in this car
car since they switched the teams. Had a couple of bright spots before that.
Hand out the window for a long time there.
Yeah, I think he's trying to more. Yeah, I think he's trying to tell him, look, man, I didn't mean to. I don't know if you're mad at me, but I don't think that was really on purpose. I'm just trying. I don't even know where the right side of this car is yet. The 3 car though, struggling there off the corner, losing a few more spots.
You see the left side, I can't tell if it's just in the shadow or if I can't see the Goodyear because of that kind of beating and banging of the 2 cars. Right in front of him, though, Chase Briscoe has fought his way to be not the worst playoff driver. He said, I'm going to pass the 9 to 10. That's one playoff car I have gone by on the racetrack. This 14 continuing to battle. They missed stage points, but inside the top 20, Marty, with a lot of racing to go. The 14 still has a lot of positions in front of him.
And Steve, I go back to the beginning of the round of 12 in Texas, and they were awful. They went down a lap in that race as well, but they made so many changes to Chase Briscoe's car and wound up with the top 10. Do not count them out yet. 122 to go. That damage we saw earlier was body only, no suspension damage. Briscoe saying car just way too loose. He needs a lot more rear grip, especially in turns 3 and 4.
And Marty, at the beginning of the day, the 9 drivers crew chief Alan Gustafson told me that they didn't want to be conservative today. Even though they're the playoff leader, plus 31 to the cut line going into this race, he said, we want to make something happen today. Unfortunately, it has not been their day yet. 121 laps to go. We'll see if the 9 can bring it around.
Yeah, the 9 cars shocked me how they ran in practice and qualifying this weekend. They haven't really been able to give him the adjustments to get the speed in this car. And that big cushion that he had coming into this race is all but gone. Right now, if this race were to end, he's a plus 10 to the cut line. And so that's pretty concerning with only 2 races left. This guy, we thought, had set himself apart from the field in terms of stage points, playoff points. He's a bit better finish today. Great battle up on top of the screen there, the 24. Byron, Denny Hamlin down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Junior, still a lot of racing to go as 120 laps remain here in Vegas. Denny Hamlin trying to surge ahead of that 24 of William Byron.
Pretty impressed with Denny being able to make that move into 3 in the middle of the corner, middle of the racetrack, actually. Got a good little race car.
We saw that 24 earlier in the race. It seemed like the light switch got turned off. Like he was driving good. Then all of a sudden he lost a lot of time in just a matter of a few laps. We've seen that with a lot of cars. It seems like once they get to a certain point in the tire run, some cars are able to keep running, but others all of a sudden start falling off that cliff and losing a lot of time.
Very good battle we're watching for 5th here. Denny Hamlin, by the way, he's done this before. Don't forget Kansas, where he started 25th and finished 2nd. They were confident that they could do something like that today. So far, so good. As for William Byron, his latest report is just building too much to the right rear. A touch free off of both ends of the tracks when he exits the corner. They need to make some adjustments on this car, even though this has been a decent run. He restarted 9th. He was all the way up to 5th.
It's been a decent run, but that car, he's either just better than everybody else, because Denny's catching the Trackhouse boys right here who are running side to side. The 1 car's slowing down. He's falling back through the pack here. We got 15 laps to go in the stage, so you don't want to give up these stage points, but the 11 car's coming. He's liable to take 1 away from Chastain, if not Suarez, before it's over with. Suarez doesn't want to fall back too much further through the top 10, neither does Byron as well.
Well, I don't think the 11's the only Joe Gibbs Toyota moving up through the field. The 19 of Mark Truex Jr. did pit 1 stop after the 11, but he is plus 19 positions after trouble on pit road up into the top 10. You guys talk about how the tires fall off. They're only a couple laps fresher, but the 19 is looking to get a few positions here before the end of the stage. Every playoff guy he knocks out of the top 10 is helping his teammate Denny Hamlin if he can do it.
And we're seeing the durability of these Goodyear tires as well as they're pushing them to the limit. Blaney out front trying to lock up a spot in the championship 4.
Our internet isn't ideal.
My dad made the brilliant move to get us T-Mobile home internet.
Oh.
We have to share our signal with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, now we do some weird things to get our speeds.
Well, I'm up.
Come on, kids.
This sucks.
Well, if you just switch, maybe you don't have to be there.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay. Yikes.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't there.
We really use the V word.
It's insensitive.
We prefer pro-lunar.
Much better.
Pain used to keep me from what I love most. Not anymore.
Blue Emu gave me my horsepower back.
It's the powerful relief my joints need.
Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink.
We love our new neighborhood.
Yeah, great schools, wonderful neighbors, so helpful.
Maybe too helpful. Well, at least Geico made bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save so much money.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic. This is Miami. The beaches, the water, the palm trees. But at 180 miles per hour with your biggest rival breathing down your neck and a championship on the line, it's no time to relax. What do you say, fellas? Can you handle the heat?
It's a must-win situation.
We have 9 laps to go in stage 2.
NASCAR fans, don't let anything pass you by. The official app of NASCAR Tracks lets you stay up to date with the latest race and event information from all your favorite tracks. Search NASCAR Tracks in the App Store to download for free. From the spoiler to high above Las Vegas, looking down at the Strip. Aero coverage brought to you by Geico. This town so much into shows and special athletic events. And NASCAR coming here twice a year. Second stop, this one. A lot on the line as drivers in the playoffs can lock themselves into the championship four with a win and give them an advantage as they go to Phoenix. Blaney right now in that winning position. Logano 2 seconds behind him. Suarez running third. It's Chastain, Hamlin, and Byron. 3 more playoff drivers. All in the top 6. Parker.
All right, Rick Ryan Blaney putting on a show here at the front, leading over his teammate by 2 seconds and loving this long run because this car has had a pretty specific issue every single restart and short run. Take a listen on radio.
I mean, I can't say it's chattering so bad. Don't know why we have this issue, but affecting performance.
Essentially chattering the front. We heard that at the beginning of the race. He's had it each time on the short runs, and it just can be sometimes because of the air pressure or a setup in that car where the front tires are not gripping. Right now, they came on the radio and said, I'm just protecting that right rear on the long run, and so far, so good, leading by 2.3 seconds, Marty.
About to be 5 to go in stage 2, and
You're back. Welcome back, Daniel.
Make the fuel mileage work to the end of stage 2. You know better than anybody, pit strategy always an evolving process throughout a race, so now we know the fuel number. But what about the tire situation, Steve? I've heard a number of crew chiefs talking about what Chris Gabehart did with Denny Hamlin, those 2 tires, and how they've been able to make it work. So if the caution falls right in stage 3, would you open up that part of the playbook to say, hey, maybe 2 tires will work at the end of this race?
Well, I think you're going to be forced to. As you mentioned, you're going to need a yellow because under green flag, you take so much fuel, Rick, that you don't really save a lot of time only changing 2 tires. But if you get a shorter run, need less fuel load, 2 tires would definitely be an option. You mentioned it, Marty, 11, sitting on 2 tires. He's lost a couple spots, but really maintained inside the top 5 on what is now one of the longest, well, actually the longest run on one set of tires. We've run longer under green, but that involved a pit stop. 54 laps on this set of tires so far today.
And again, points in less than 4 laps will be distributed to all the drivers in the top 10. And Those in the playoffs that earned them in the first stage were Logano, Bell, Blaney, and Byron. And now here in the second stage, Blaney looking to capitalize on the most points. Logano up there in second. Chastain, Hamlin, Byron all inside that top 10.
Yeah, Chastain and Byron look to be slowing down a little bit, but they're apparently going to be able to hang on to the positions they have in those critical points.
Again, at the end of the race at Martinsville, the end of the round of 8, the 4 drivers that have either won or have the most points will advance to Phoenix to race for the championship. Right along with Logano, again 2 seconds behind Blaney with under 2 laps to go here in stage 2. Marty.
Rick, I think that pace you're seeing slow. Is there a number of drivers talking about a vibration all of a sudden? This is what we were worried about, Steve. You just mentioned longest green flag run of the day. Back it down, take it easy, just make it to the end of the stage.
All right.
It's a very nerving situation for driver and crew chief when the vibrations start. Now on the final lap of this stage, what a look off the right rear spoiler of the 23.
Ryan Blaney, amazingly enough, on this final lap, has not been to victory lane this year. Although, if he's able to win this stage, it will be the 8th stage win of this season, the most of all drivers, and he's going to be able to hang on and win stage 2. Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney wins stage 2.
Logano will finish second. Suarez, Chastain, and Hamlin the top 5. And so will it be Ryan Blaney who potentially could get his first win of the 2022 season, make it 20 different winners, and lock himself in to the championship 4. Already, temperatures have been at an all-time high, and we still have a stage to go.
Today is a monumental challenge.
You guys gotta stop worrying about me, I'm alright.
Male, late 20s.
Wait, come out of here!
The owner, he was in the pep room. No fun. Where was the owner?
The child's missing and probably being abused right now.
This is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes and intelligent off-road technology, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places. The 2023 Nissan family of SUVs. Anything but basic.
Get a low $299 per month Nissan Murano, or get no payments for 90 days on select vehicles.
Clark Equipment grew so big so fast, it's gotta be because our machines run so great. Every machine here runs great, but no one beats our value. It's less money. Runs great. Less money. Runs great. Less money. If you need boomless backhoes or anything that can be used to push, pull, or dig on that job site of yours, come see old Clarky, and it's gonna run great. Every great machine you ever wanted, for less. Check out our inventory at clarkrents.com.
One vial of insulin costs about $3 to make, but the drug companies charge over $300. Politicians let them get away with it, but I won't. I'm Francis Canome, and I'll fight to limit the cost of insulin to $35 a month and make sure Medicare can negotiate lower drug prices. My opponent, Brandon Williams, sides with the drug companies instead. I'm Francis Canome, and I approve this message because your health should be more important than drug company profits.
Unanswered questions about Vera House tonight after football on NBC3.
NASCAR on NBC is brought to you by Progressive, revving up the savings on home and auto insurance. Visit Progressive.com. And by South Point Hotel, Casino and Spa, where the racers stay in Las Vegas. Well, Credit One Bank and American Express are giving you the opportunity of a lifetime. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the Daytona 500 for 25 years. A lot of these fans would love to be going for the Daytona 500 for the next 25 years. Probably going to be coming out here and enjoying racing here in Las Vegas for the next 25 years, as 2 stages are now complete, 100 laps remaining in this race. And you look at the points earned, playoff drivers in yellow, Logano getting 18 points, Blaney 16. Noticeable names missing from this list. Yes, Elliott and Briscoe. They're the only playoff drivers with no stage points earned today. We look back off the pace car, Coca-Cola cam, and see the field making their way onto pit road and heading towards you, Parker.
Stage 2 winner Ryan Blaney, there's a dive into his pit. He said he just starts off tight and then continues to build freer throughout the run, getting to about a 2 loose towards the end of the run. They'll make an air pressure adjustment for Ryan, Dave.
Denny Hamlin made those left side tires last a long time. He'll now get 4 fresh tires, really free up on top of the track on that top group, Marty.
Earlier, Joey Logano said we needed very fine adjustments. He just told Paul Wolf we need a bigger swing this time. Way too free off of turn 4. He said I absolutely burned the right rear off of it on that run. Ross Chastain leads and almost has a collision with Joey Logano there on pit road. Logano wins the race on pit road. Chastain had to check up and lost a number of spots right there in that little traffic jam at the end of pit road.
Yeah, really tight coming off the pit road there. Logano gaining a spot, Hamlin 3 spots on pit road, and Ryan Blaney losing a couple.
Die Hard. Good choice.
Only one I trust.
Imagine if everything had the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard. Diehards choose Die Hard, and they get it at Advance Auto Parts.
Red loved visiting Grandma's house, and after saving Big and Amazon, she was ready for those uninvited guests. Shop legendary deals at Amazon.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say.
Home to Blazer, Equinox to Silverado. Chevy EVs are for everyone, everywhere. Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all through your neighborhood. DoorDash.
There are those of us who earn our calluses. We choose raw materials over ready-made. It takes a special kind of person to build their world from scratch. And a special set of tools. Northern Tool's a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
You are the famed gunslinger, and it's 1879.
Resist me, there will be blood. I can't let you hurt these people.
To save the town, you have to duel.
This is gonna end badly.
As we get ready to start the final stage here at Vegas, the top 4 drivers, of course, are all playoff drivers, knowing that if you win here, you lock yourself into the championship 4, and all 4 will be very hungry to get to victory lane here. As we look at today's race recap built by Northern Tool and Equipment, it all started with a slide by the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Yeah, spins through the grass here. Avoided a lot of damage, but definitely lost some track position. Looked a lot like that issue he had at Kansas once again early in the race. And then this guy's the big wreck of the day.
Yeah, the 5 gets loose up the racetrack. Bubba Wallace into the fence. He comes down, hooks the right rear quarter panel. This clips the 20 car of Christopher Bell, one of our playoff drivers. He gets involved in this accident and it knocks him out of the race right there. Huge blow to Christopher Bell's opportunity to win the championship. Bubba Wallace showing his frustration with Kyle Larson. And then Christopher Bell's damage so bad, could not repair. He is out of this race.
That gets us to this point where 97 laps remaining.
Yeah, under that last pit stop, 23 was caught speeding, but the 99 of Daniel Suarez came down third, and they had to come back to the right side and tighten the wheel for a second time. And for that reason, he's all the way back at 15th. Look, it all looks normal. Tires go on, everybody's feeling great, but they dropped the jack right away. Someone's on the radio right there. Great communication. You can't tighten that wheel without it jacked up. So spots lost, but it could have been worse for the 99.
Back up through the gears they go. And stage 3 underway. Logano and Hamlin fighting it out in row 1, and they fan out behind them as they go into turn 1. 4 wide into turn 1.
5 wide.
Oh my
Lots
God.
of contact, too, with the 8 car and the 18 down on the bottom.
That blue car, Chase Briscoe, 3 wide, about 5 rows back, making tons of ground up right here.
3 wide for second up front. Blaney, the 11, Chastain. Chastain's lost his teammate up here up front.
And really close coming off of turn 4 for that third spot between the 1 and the 11. And there has been history between these two.
The Biscuit boys are back out front. This time it's Logano with the lead over teammate Blaney.
Hard racing now for that third spot as the two Penske drivers pull away.
It looked like Chastain was trying to either let the 11 go, get behind him, or I don't know what was going on there. But, man, he flies back by on the outside of Denny in 3 and 4.
Logano, Blaney, Chastain, Hamlin to the top 4.
That was an interesting exchange down the back straightaway between the 11 and the 1. The racing in the middle of the pack still as wild as ever.
Eric Almirola in the 10 on the inside of the 24 of William Byron. Byron's been able to clear him.
Eric's had some good speed this weekend. Hadn't really been able to get up front here to show it in this car, but fast in practice, driving through the field up to the end of the second stage. One car that's lost a lot of spots is that green one right there, Tyler Reddick. Went 4 or 5 wide on the restart down on the apron and has lost tons of spots since some contact with the 18 car.
You'll see how aggressive these restarts are. It's just an opportunity to get spots. If you're not aggressive, you're just losing ground. Reddick got really aggressive and did not work out for him.
And it's surprising. Reddick right now running in the 16th position. He was leading this race and had led 31 laps earlier in the race, and now he has fallen back and is relegated just outside the top 15.
Hunt's Brothers Pizza on board with Harvick as he tries to catch Denny Hamlin. Kevin's had some really good speed on the front end of these runs. Looks to be inside here down into turn 3. The 4 car's been quick, but falls off toward the end of the run.
Kyle Busch making it 3 wide. Saw Chase Briscoe got really aggressive on that restart. Gained some spots, gained 2 spots. And Jeff, as we see the 4 there of Kevin Harvick past Denny Hamlin, and Dale, you pointed out how fast he's been early in the run, but I think it's just been a sort of a methodical progression for this 4 car throughout the race. He started back in 13th. He slowly but surely worked his way into the top 10 and just outside the top 5, and now is in the top 5. He's been very happy with that race car throughout the day, and they've just made small methodical adjustments, and now find him running in 4th.
Kyle Busch makes the move to the inside to go by Mark Truex Jr.
Let's take a look at this 14 car down the back straightaway. It's going to try to slide up into this hole here in the back straightaway. Not clear. The 18's got the run. Kyle Busch is like, come on, man. Don't do that. I don't want to have to lift. Kyle gives him a little shot in the back bumper there.
Cut him some slack, though. Lifted a little bit to let him in. But Kyle was not amused with that move, I can assure you.
Hamlin's falling back to the 5th spot now as Harvick has been able to get by, as we see Austin Cindric now in the 2 has cleared the 10.
Eric was 6th here in March in that 10 car, but the two car and his Penske teammates been fast all weekend. Cindric trying to find his way back up there toward the front with the rest of his teammates.
Impressive showing today for the Ford manufacturers. And Logano, Blaney running 1-2. Harvick is 4th. Cindric in 7th. And Almirola in 9th.
And a great comeback by Kyle Busch. We saw him spinning off turn 4, just lost the car by himself. but had good speed. His car was good early in the race. It just got away from him, but doing a nice job of getting his track position back.
Eric's starting to lose his track position. The stand car the last couple of laps just has not had the pace he had earlier at the end of stage 2. So it gives up a position to the 18 here.
And let's check back in with Parker on pit road.
Well, Rick, coming into this race, there was a lot of talk about concerns with the tires lasting and what that meant, and maybe we'd see tire issues. That hasn't really surfaced, but one thing we have seen is a lot of tire wear, but in a good way, where it's creating that fall off in speed that creates discrepancies in passing and that sort of thing. And one of the things I've seen up and down pit road that's really interesting is just the amount of rubber that's coming out of the wheels of these cars when they come in here and the team takes them off the race car. Look at these piles of rubber that are up and down pit road. So when we talk about a tire wearing out, that rubber goes on the racetrack, but it also finds itself in other cars. They pick it up under caution and all throughout, and so we're just seeing so much of this. That's a good thing, though, Marty, because that creates that sort of speed fall off, and that hopefully sees covers and goers throughout the race. Parker, that's crazy. That's the rubber we saw fall out of Kyle Busch's grill earlier on. So, Steve, you mentioned it as we watch this battle inside the top 10 between Martin Truex Jr. and Eric Almirola and Tyler Reddick in the mix as well. You mentioned it, longest run of the day, just had it at the end of stage 2, and there's been no catastrophic tire failures, which many of the teams, drivers, crew chiefs, all worried about this morning. So now, Steve, with the win on the line and also the seed in Phoenix and the championship 4 on the line, the crew chiefs start to push the envelope a little bit more and maybe go lower on that air pressure, trying to find more speed in their car.
I mean, that's the balance, and it started when you showed up here in practice. It's the same way in the race. I'm sure, as Dale mentioned earlier, right, the 12 had a right rear. As now the battle for the lead is heating up with the 12 involved. Has great racing right here. The 12 had that right rear issue in practice. I'm sure everybody adjusted. It wouldn't shock me if drivers and crew chiefs, everyone...
I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
As we go, we still have at least one more set of tires to put on. Wayne working that bottom, trying to figure out a way around his teammate. He's had a little more pace than Joey all race long, but now Joey has the track position. Can he keep it? Blaney to the bottom. He'll draw side by side even in the middle of the corner. Momentum from the top, though, should keep the lead for the 22. And this is the way it goes, lap after lap. Blaney would love to run that top, but only in clean air will it work for him.
Chastain is a second and a half back right now from these two. They have separated themselves from the pack. Harvick, the only non-playoff driver in the top 5, and Hamlin, Byron, Cindric with a good run. Kyle Busch has bounced back from that spin. Reddick fighting his way back up into the top 8.
Oh, almost some contact there. Reddick's doing a great job, though. Lost tons of spots on this restart, remember. Worked his way back up here to battle Kyle Busch for this position. And he needs to gain all the spots he can, because we've seen this 8 car fall off on the back end of these runs over and over and over, and he'll lose more positions toward the end of the tire run.
Huge run right there. You just saw Reddick, how fast he could go back to the throttle in the middle of 1 and 2 and just went right by Kyle Busch on the exit of 2. Reddick's back. You said it. He had trouble. Now he's regained his composure. Now he's moving forward.
Logano now with a 6-car length advantage over the 12 of Blaney. Logano looking for that guaranteed spot.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy. But it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. There is, and it's propane. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
Verizon Frontline is built for those we all rely on. Built to prioritize first responders. Built for extreme conditions. Built for America's most reliable 5G network. Because when seconds count and lives are on the line, the people we rely on need technology they can rely on. Verizon is the #1 network choice in public safety. Verizon Frontline. the advanced network and technology for first responders.
Toyota, let's go places.
You spend the day watching your kids' big game, at least one of you is having fun. Chop House aioli is calling your name. You want crispy onion strings and a brioche bun. Everything's better with melted cheese. Kevin's dad doesn't understand boundaries. Sonic Chop House cheeseburger.
Sonic. Hey, Dallas. It's always special when you come to Philly. And we can't wait to show you some brotherly love. Cowboys, Eagles. It's a rivalry made for Sunday night on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
This is Miami. The beaches, the water, the palm trees. But at 180 miles per hour and a championship on the line, it's no time to relax. The NASCAR playoffs continue on NBC.
For the first time, NASCAR fans can view every lap of NASCAR Cup Series races from inside the cockpit of any car they choose. That's live in-car camera streams for the entire field. Visit NASCAR.com/drive. You can download the NASCAR mobile app. It's NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. Now under 74 laps to go in the South Point 400. Logano out front, 7/10 of a second lead over Blaney. Chastain 2 seconds behind them.
Oh, we got a car spinning off turn.
Oh.
The 15 car. He's lost control.
JJ Yeley.
Caution comes out.
The left rear looked like it had some sort of damage. Yeah, I couldn't tell if there was a tire or wheel missing or if it was just flat.
It looks like it's changed direction, Steve. Like either, yeah, you got a flat tire.
Yeah, the tire's coming off of it right now.
Yeah, blue left rear tire. Very good. JJ had a really good qualifying effort, P26 for this race. Just hasn't had the run they hoped for, and looks like the left rear tire was slowly losing air, and came around just right there at the end of the exit of the corner. Like it was actually maybe low getting into 3. He was trying to get it around the corner there.
That's what put Chris Buescher back on the lead lap. We now have 29 cars on the lead lap. After that,
29 cars. You can have a great day and have an issue with a mile from the finish line and lose a lot of points.
Well, Steve, they're outside their fuel window. So at 73 to go, you would say everybody's going to come to pit road, but can't make it all the way to the end on fuel.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say the word can.
Okay.
Not comfortably and not without a lot of work from your driver. And it's definitely not going to be their plan to try to go 73. But if you pit now, someone is going to try it, I believe, even if you're 5, 6, 7, 8 miles from the finish. I mean, if you're ever going to gamble anywhere, isn't Las Vegas the right place? I mean, this is the place you're going to gamble. The question is, can a playoff driver afford to do it versus a non-playoff driver?
A lot of pushing and shoving already in this race. Well, there's more to see tonight. Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. Micah Parsons and the 4-1 Cowboys are going to visit Jalen Hurts and the 5-0 Eagles. That coverage begins with Football Night in America at 7 p.m. Eastern.
5-0 Eagles.
I know it. A lot of people don't believe it. Undefeated Eagles right now.
That's a passionate fan base. You know, every once in a while, there's this groups of fans like our man in the booth next door, the Commanders fan, right? They deserve to have that great start to the year. The Eagles fans are having it. But don't sleep on those Cowboys. It's going to be a great game.
Should be another great football game. We've seen a few already this weekend as we get ready for the field to make their way onto pit road.
So to your point about being what we believe is outside their fuel window, the first thing you have to do is absolutely be full of fuel. Now, they shouldn't need a tremendous amount of fuel. We just ran 23 laps, but you're going to see a lot of heads nodding on those gas men, a lot of extra look from that jack man trying to get as much fuel packed into that 20-gallon cell as you have as possible.
Here they come, Logano leading these cars. They're again 29 on the lead lap. Parker.
And the 12 team told Ryan Blaney, we're going to do our best to get you back out front, the top of your screen. They're just looking for a little bit more fire off speed here. So you're going to do 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment once again for Ryan Blaney, Dave.
Denny Hamlin said he's a little tight in the center of 1 and 2, letting off a little bit early. A little free entry on 3 and 4, but okay. Marty?
Joey Logano said the car fired off 3 once again, but this time it started to come around, got tighter the longer they ran. Told Paul Wolf, nice adjustment, let's leave it. Meanwhile, for Ross Chastain right there, another quick stop by the one bunch on pit road, showing why they're #1 in the Cup Series. So the car was much better, and Chastain, that's 8 collective spots they gained him on pit road today, Rick.
Logano waited on fuel. I was watching that stop. They lost 8 spots on pit road. Chastain gained 2. Now, who can stay up front? And will they have enough gas? Will they try that mode of winning this race?
We can see a fuel mileage race.
Matthew, Little Caesars is now the official pizza of the NFL.
Let's hear it.
Pizza, pizza.
Again.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. No!
Pizza, pizza!
We're ready!
Are you ready for some old world fanceroni pepperoni? Get one delivered from Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
So Wendy's Biggie Bag is all this food for just $5, and we're not calling it the Reggie Bag?
Oh, no.
What if it's the Reggie Bush?
Definitely not.
The Biggie number 5 Bush?
No way.
Reggie Bush number 5 bag.
Oh, no.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
Let's take a look at the Ruoff Mortgage keys to victory lane here in Las Vegas.
We'll start out with points versus aggression. We know how important points are, but if you have a shot to win this race, you got to go for it. Winning this race moves you to the next round. Maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, race for points, but if you can win, you got to go for it.
And you got to know who you're racing between non-playoff and playoff guys. You also got to get that information from your crew chief on what positions you need to be fighting for, what you need to, when do you need to take the big risk and not.
Gamble. Fuel is going to be close. Gamble, you're in Las Vegas. Jeff, you talked about winning a race. Well, the winner of the first race
What's
of this
up,
round has won
WinVal?
the championship 3 of the last 6 years. So if you are a championship contender and you can win this race, it would be a big step in the right direction. And as we say that, we have the 8 car of Tyler Reddick returning to pit road. I know fuel is close, but I can't believe you would give up the track position he had just to put a little splash of gas in it down here in the back of the field. We did expect to see some cars come in a second time. We'll just watch this.
On the right side.
Just confirm it. Yeah. They like something, right, Dale? Something with a big stop or on the camera?
Just confirming all the lugs are tight. And again, Steve, like you mentioned, everybody like 2 to 5 laps short, so the extra fuel does not hurt, but they did not want to give up this track position.
Having trouble. Yeah, they're having trouble getting this.
The fuel wasn't going in. We saw it spilling out, but that was because it was full, and that's why we're seeing it spill out?
He gave it the A+ effort. If it was full, it's full now, but it definitely seemed to be very messy. You wouldn't expect it to be quite that bad. Maybe they are having a little bit of an issue with the dry brake.
Yeah, that's odd to me. He gave a bunch of positions to the guys that pitted with him and pitted out the top 10. the car fast enough, we think, to run in the top 5, top 3. So it gives them all this track position to everyone on the track and the guys that pitted.
Well, this restart should be nice and calm, Rick. I mean, you know, you can see the finish of the race. If it road 5 wide, right? 5 wide on the last restart. This is going to be just a mess. Let's listen into the one.
I'd say run it hard, get the lead, then manage the gap, do what you can, save me some gas, and as we roll on deeper into the run, we'll talk more about it.
There you go. Update it right away. Don't worry about it yet. Just go get the lead, then we'll try to save it. So if you're Blaney, you want to push him to not allow that to happen.
Green flag.
68 laps left here at Vegas. Side by side for the lead. 4 wide now behind them.
Bored, no NASCAR on TV.
3 wide right in front of that. 3 wide, 3 wide. 2 or 3 rows deep. I don't know where to look.
A run by the 11 of Hamlin gets it. Blaney pushes him. And Blaney trying to...
So, Winval, what's your thoughts on the Larson situation?
Chastain has pulled away.
22 Logano back there. Deadly on the top of 3 wide trying to...
Oh, shit! Wow, they saved that.
He bottomed out really hard through the bumps. You can see the smoke flying off of it. That got him loose.
Can they recover?
Bottomed out. Keep going.
Oh, it definitely bottomed out big time. Watch the smoke flying out from behind this car. See that? Boom, boom. Every time it hits, it just takes grip out of the car, and up the racetrack he goes.
What a save by the driver of the 24, and no one is more thankful than Ryan Blaney, because if he doesn't save that one, it is at least a 2-car accident.
Man, that shot up the racetrack quick.
Thomas Green, Byron trying to battle back. Almost some contact with the 22 down the back straightaway into turn 3.
We talked about points versus aggression. It seems like everyone aggressive right now, taking every spot they can get. Chastain, Almirola, 1 and 2 right now. Hamlin, Blaney, 3 and 4. And Dave, how's that radio communication been going for the 24?
Well, Rick, you'll recall that Parker shared a conversation he had with William Byron about that same type of issue in practice that William never felt. He just did not see the smoke, of course, and he didn't feel that hit. But he sure felt that one. And remember what he told me before the race was, I don't want to be too low in those bumps early on in the run. And that was the result.
Yeah, before the air pressure would come up, the 24 was right through the bumps, and it affected the handling of that car. Big move for the 43, Eric Jones, trying to go to the inside of Logano.
Eric had some great speed early in practice this weekend. Didn't qualify that well. Found his way into the top 10 here late in this race.
While this is going on, Ross Chastain off. Out in front of Almirola by about a second and a half. So you heard the radio transmission, hey, get the lead, then save me some, right? Well, this is the time you can do that. Look at the gap that you've created. The only thing you got to do is maintain a little bit. Even if Almirola starts catching you a little bit, it's okay. Now is the perfect time to save fuel.
When Ross Chastain's pit crew gained him 8 spots, and he's now delivering on that restart. I wrote the lap down.
Larson situation I saw, and I believe it was not supposed to happen. Bubba got too upset. In Morocco and Abu Dhabi Sports, NASCAR hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks. That sucks.
But back in the top 10 for Chase Briscoe after being down a lap early in this race. Man, this team just never gives up, do they, Steve?
It's been an impressive recovery. The big challenge, though, is they came in so far below the cut line, Rick, that while the recovery is impressive, the lack of stage points is definitely going to make the day a little less successful as they had hoped. But with laps still to go, I mean, 61 to go, they could be the winner at this point. They've got themselves close enough that with a little good fortune and good calls from pit road, great restarts by their driver, they may have a chance.
So this shoot down the back straightaway for Cindric. Austin Cindric slow. Off of turn 2, it's going to come to pit road.
Yeah, is this our first flat tire? As the 2-car had an issue, it looks like it's moving around like it has a flat tire in the back.
He's running 10.
He has the right rear, yes, right rear flat on the 2. We'll double check.
There's been some contact at some point in the race with the right rear quarter panel. Here's a good look at it.
Yeah, he's in the wall.
entering turn 1. Looks like he just gets loose and does a correction there to try to fix that, and not enough room between him and the fence.
You guys,
oh, there's some contact right there off turn 4 between the 12 and 18. Blaney trying to clear himself off the nose of Kyle Busch. Kyle's not going to be happy about that. This 12 car trying to work his way back through the field, dominating this race. Got used up a little bit on the restart there by the 24 car, now trying to fight his way back. Here's the contact off turn 4.
Yeah, the 18 wasn't going to give up any space.
Kyle Busch puts his hand out the window like, what are you doing?
Blaney now up to that 3rd spot. Kyle Busch back to 4th.
Kyle Busch not used to being on this side of it, not being in the playoffs, being raced by guys who are in the playoffs. This is what you were like, Kyle, when you were running for championship, trying to find your way to Phoenix. You were the 12 car. So it's a different situation for him this year.
We've seen multiple cars in the last few laps bottom out and get loose. And you guys have been talking about it. Who's going to start getting aggressive with this air pressure? Well, the more air you take out, the more the car travels. And you wonder if that's why we're starting to see some of that happen as the teams are starting to get more confident with taking air out of these tires because of no failures. Are we now pushing the edge with 57 laps to go?
Put back off Harvick's and Brothers Pizza camera. And up front, Chastain still leading, trying to lock himself into the Champ 4.
The world was shaking.
The world was quaking.
Get 5 boneless wings for just $1 with any burger, only at Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Our internet isn't ideal.
My dad made the brilliant move to get us T-Mobile home internet.
Oh.
We have to share our signal with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, now we do some weird things to get our speeds.
Well, I'm up.
Come on, kids.
This sucks.
Well, if you just switch, maybe you don't have to be there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Yikes. Oh, sorry. I wasn't thinking.
We don't really use the V word.
Kind of insensitive.
Yeah.
We prefer pro-lunar.
Yes. Much better.
Applebee's copyrighted me with the music. What do you mean? How do you know that?
It's amazing. He's talking about motorcycle insurance, and people love it. And of course, they love the savings they're going to get with Geico, but it goes beyond that.
You deserve to save.
Heard that before.
You deserve to save.
I know.
I need you to hear me. You deserve to save.
I deserve to save.
Remember that one commercial that got your vid copyright claimed? Oh yeah, that Barry White ad.
Bundle car and motorcycle insurance and save at geico.com.
Are you mad at him?
I'm shaking.
Stop before you get me divorced.
Chastain continues to lead here and hoping to lock himself into the championship 4. But next week, another opportunity. Countdown to green on USA starting at 4 o'clock for the Xfinity Series. Xfinity Series playoffs continuing. And then on Sunday, back on NBC, it's Countdown to Green at 1:30. And the Cup Series playoffs, the second opportunity for drivers to lock themselves into the championship 4. As we look at the Xfinity Series points yesterday, Josh Berry won here, and he has locked himself into the championship 4 for the Xfinity Series. But those points tight. Gregson, 44 above the cut line. Gibbs, Allgaier, all above it. But Austin Hill, the young man, currently 15 points back, trying to have a successful season. And we'll see how he does next week in Miami. Parker.
Well, Rick, and Josh Berry yesterday made an awesome move off of turn 4 where he got put in the wall by AJ Allmendinger, and he said basically,
I want Barry winning. You mean Josh Berry? He's not in this race.
To go fight for a championship. That's exactly what Josh Berry did in that brilliant Xfinity Series race. Also yesterday, making her debut in the Xfinity Series, you see Josh super emotional, excited, was Haley Deegan here. She told me going into it she wanted to be in the top 15, and she did that all weekend from practice, qualifying, finished in 13th, and put in a stellar performance in her first ever Xfinity Series race. Great job by Haley Deegan.
And Junior's being humble over there, but on the ride back to the hotel, he called Josh Berry to congratulate him, and Josh says, and I quote, "Well, boss, you told me to bounce it off the wall and go to victory lane." So, Dale, I don't know if you knew it was going to look exactly like that, but congrats, man. You got one car in that championship race.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job, and I expect to see that guy, Josh Berry, racing on Sundays here someday soon.
Yeah, very talented drivers in the Xfinity Series. Again, back in action next week at Miami. And Chastain now with a 9/10 of a second lead over Eric Almirola. 48 laps to go.
His 43 car, Eric Jones, continuing to show out here in the top 10 now that he's got this track position. This great battle back here between the 8 and the 24 of Byron. Byron's slowly fading here off the back bumper of Briscoe in 8th, and now the 8 of Reddick trying to climb back through the field after having to come to pit road and start at the very back of this field on the restart. His drove his all the way to 10th. He's going to need some more caution to bring the field back to him to have an opportunity to win this race, but he's passed more cars today in that 8 car than anyone else, I believe.
Byron, we talk about points, 16 below the cut line right now, and the reason that the points are still important is because even if there were 3 winners in this round, 1 driver out of this round of 8 will advance based on points. So they want to accumulate as many points as they possibly can so that they could potentially be that driver that makes it into the championship 4 based on points. Let's go through the field, brought to you by DoorDash, and we'll start with Marty.
Rick checking in with all the teams here on pit road since their last stop at lap 196. Everybody about a lap or 2 short for making it to the very end of the race. You know, talking to Ross Chastain earlier this week about his aggressiveness, he said, "I'm not driving calmer on purpose. I'm trying to make better decisions." Terrific example several times today. They had an extremely loose race car in the middle part of this race. We saw Chastain back out of it, take his time. The pit crew has delivered Parker +8 on pit road. Now can the driver deliver and turn the defeateds for the shot to win the championship?
And for Ryan Blaney back in 3rd, and now just gotten the 2nd past Eric Almirola. He has been very happy in that race car and the speed department, but let's continue on his situation fuel-wise. It's not 1 or 2 laps short for Ryan Blaney right now. The team just recently came on the radio and said they are 4 laps short from being able to make it to the end. They will most definitely need a stop here unless we get some serious amounts of caution. So for the 12 car, which has been one of the fastest cars here today, scored the 2nd most stage points today, we'll see if they can find themselves contending at the end. Dave?
Parker, testing in Cup Series is a rare commodity, but Joey Logano and his team went to a Miami test, found a lot of speed. Paul Wolf told me earlier this week, I think 3 months ago, we wouldn't have had the speed maybe to make it to the championship 4. Right now, sitting in 4th here at Vegas, Dave.
Denny Hamlin restarted 3rd, but has fallen back as far as 7th. He's now up to 6th. His car was too free to do anything with it. Can he make it on fuel? I don't think so, based on the transmission I've heard over the radio, Marty.
I mean, what Chase Briscoe hasn't done today, Dave, they went down the lap earlier on, found their way back in the top 10, just past William Byron a moment ago. Car a little bit too free, and Dave, he's picking a terrific time to have his best part of the season. This would be his 4th straight top 10.
Byron now runs 10th in the 24 car. Remember that huge save he had bottoming out on the opening laps of this run? The car is still bottoming out. It's not right for William. As for the 9 of Chase Elliott, it's not right either. All day has been a struggle. They've kind of looked to next week for the 9 car, knowing that they're going to have to make some major changes because the tire is the same. Have they run out of ideas? No, but they've run out of time to make the kind of changes that can do anything to help Chase today.
All right, Steve, how early are we starting to think about fuel? I know that through the field there, we were hearing a bunch of different drivers saying they might not be able to make it, but Tyler Reddick came to pit road and we said, oh, you gave up all of that track position coming to pit road to top off with fuel. Could he be the one guy who could guarantee a spot getting up all the way to the finish of this race?
Well, you look on the left side, the driver running in the 9th position has 2 laps. Now, they are under caution, so maybe a lap in total better than everyone in front. But how early did you start worrying about fuel? About the 12 car.
Oh, Ryan Blaney into the wall. And he's around. Oh, man.
And the caution comes out. Ryan Blaney, one of the strongest cars today.
Well, there goes Jaden's win pick.
Now the crew putting the gloves on, getting ready.
Well, he's probably not done. He's probably not out of the race, but he's not going to win.
2 laps. He took 2nd place. He was flying. He was going to catch the leader, but the last couple of laps, he had slowed way down. And his teammate was battling him for position there. An issue with this car developing over the last lap and a half, 2 laps. I wonder if he felt something, some vibration. Let's take a look at this here. Gets loose right there. Looks like he's just fighting the balance of the car. No tire issue.
So we talked to Blaine. Let's take another look at it right here.
Something in the right front suspension.
See the car get loose? The car
hit the wall.
The car gets loose, and he chases it up the racetrack.
Saw his teammate, Cedric, a few laps ago, had the same problem up against the wall, got loose. That's a big impact. That right front, big damage.
I think that maybe the contact with the wall breaks the toe link on the right rear. The car gets loose right there. That contact right there, I think, broke the toe link.
It's going to be very interesting to hear from Blaney and see if it was a tire issue or just if he got loose.
The last couple of laps, man, he was slowing down. And I was wondering if maybe he might be trying to conserve fuel, but something about it.
Field on their way onto pit road now. Dave.
Denny Hamlin said overall it's too free, but I've got to be able to be more aggressive on entry, on the restarts. It bounces way too much. So they'll make an adjustment for that if they can to try to give Denny that security and that aggressiveness, Marty.
Well, it's been the same song for Joey Logano for much of the second half of the race. Car starts too free. He says it comes to me, but we're giving up so much on the early part of the run. Going to tighten them up just a little bit. Ross Chastain's pit crew has been fantastic today. He said a little bit too tight, but leave it alone. No changes for Chastain. I think a 2-tire call there for the 31, but Chastain, 4 tires, and they leave with the lead, Rick.
Yeah, Justin Haley only did 2-tire stop, potentially, maybe only.
No, but there's
an
smoke coming here.
Big issue here for Kyle Busch and the left front smoking.
Why?
There's either damage to the fender.
Like, actually, why is this happening?
The wheel itself is trying to come off the vehicle, and the fender's holding it on. That's what it looks like to me. I don't believe that left front wheel is attached to the
Like,
car.
actually explain why this shit is happening. His tires, like, why? Like, actually, why? Why?
And if that comes off, we know that's going to end up with suspensions and all kinds of things. So right now, the 18.
Oh, there it goes. Well, and his crew chief, Ben Bayshore, is not going to be the crew chief for the rest of the season because we only have 4 races left, and that's a 4-race suspension. Wait, there's only 3 races left, so he won't be the crew chief for the start of next season either. Oh wait, no, he's not even Kyle Busch's crew chief next year. That's right, Kyle Busch is fucking leaving this
Penalties
team.
coming from the 18 as he'll make his way back onto pit road, but the reason for the caution, the 12 of Ryan Blaney running second and having a dominant performance into the wall. Now they're working on the car.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap to buy. That's it. No sales speak, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorite. Oh yeah, she digs it. Buy your car on Vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
Our internet isn't ideal.
My dad made the brilliant move to get us T-Mobile home internet.
Oh.
We have to share our signal with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, now we do some weird things to get our speeds.
Well, I'm up.
Come on, kids.
This sucks.
Well, if you just switch, maybe you don't have to be there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yikes. Oh, sorry. I wasn't thinking.
We don't really use the V word.
It's kind of insensitive.
We prefer pro-lunar.
Yes. Much better.
Coming up on the final 36 laps here, NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on NBC. It's a South Point 400. Most recent caution coming out for the 12 of Ryan Blaney, and during the caution, the 18 of Kyle Busch loses the left front wheel. He has made it back to pit road, and they put a new one on. But Steve, let's talk a little bit about the issues that potentially the 12's facing.
Well, right now the 12 has a battle against time. Can they make the repairs? But let's talk about this 24 as well. Over the bumps, watch the back of the car. Smoke. It bottoms out. It travels. And it's a big save up next to the 12. Ends up saving it. But when we talk about the back of the car specifically, let's take a look at our Toyota virtual car and talk about the tool the teams have to limit the travel. Let's take the right rear suspension off. In the old school days, the bump stop was down on the shock. You can see it. Now it's internal. As this shock travels, it's the same for every team. In the upper cap of the shock, it's actually built where when this shaft travels all the way up, it's captured and it squeezes this little washer. Look at that little piece of white foam. That's it. That's the only thing keeping the cars off the racetrack. So when it goes all the way up and slams into that stop, that is the rough ride. That's what the crew chiefs are trying to use to stay off the racetrack. That's what the drivers do not like riding on. It is a rough ride, but that's the only real tool you have to keep yourself off the bumps in 1 and 2.
All right, green flag.
5 laps to go from Vegas. And Haley and Chastain now up front. Haley with a little strategy in the 31, trying to get that car up front with track position.
He's going to do it. Chastain, who is leading this race, is going to find himself 3 wide for third.
Oh, boy.
Contact between the 8 and the 43 down the back straightaway.
And Briscoe, all of a sudden now, battling for the lead. Early in the race, he was barely hanging on to the lead lap.
What a day it would be for Chase Briscoe if he could get by the 31 and potentially win his way to the championship 4.
Chase Briscoe does not deserve to be in the championship 4.
He can try to find a way around his 31. He gets loose. He's up the racetrack. Here comes the Trackhouse duo.
And right away, Chastain goes to the inside. Can't clear him. But here comes Suarez. Suarez to the bottom of the racetrack. The 14 goes down there. And now on the outside, Ross Chastain trying to get the momentum up. Parker.
What a call by Justin Haley's team in calling racing here to put 2 tires just right sides on there. The left sides have about 30 laps. I went up to his team and I said, all right, what's the thought process here? They said, we've been a 10th place car all day. We want to see what it can do in clean air. And so far, it's working.
As the racing continues on the track, the 12 of Ryan Blaney now rolling off of pit road. We'll see if he can make minimum speed.
The great situation about this for Haley, nothing against Chase Briscoe, but he has not had top 5 speed. I don't think he has the car that can just drive right behind this 31. If he get a little defensive with his line, make that pass as difficult as possible, he's got a little bit of time here.
And if you're wondering about Justin Haley, here's a young man out of Indiana, 23 years old, has only 4 top 5s in his career, and 2 of them have come in the last 3 races.
Reddick here is going to try to play spoiler of all of this as he gets around the 1 car in the 4th position. He goes after the 99, riding on the Hunts Brothers pizza can on the 4 car of Harvick. Reddick is really fast right now, trying to take advantage of it. He can get clear of this 99. I think he runs that 14 and that 31 down easily.
Haley with a 4/10 of a second lead over Briscoe. All the way back to 9th, where Logano, who had been out front for 29 laps, is sitting in the 9th spot, Marty.
Yeah, Rick, so why is Joey Logano not on your TV screen at home? Bad pit stop on what could be the final stop of the day. See, they couldn't get the left rear off of the car. They lost 6 spots, restarted in 10th, and right now has only gained 1 spot in 9th. Going to be tough sledding with 29 to go.
Eddie Briscoe going to the top right here on the 99. Trying to get there. Can't quite make it happen.
So Reddick in the 8, chasing after the 99 of Daniel Suarez.
Here he goes, right to the top of the racetrack. Suarez, will he block this move? They are running down the lead 2 cars, though, as they battle for 3rd.
There's Briscoe chasing after Haley still.
Now the 8 car to the bottom of the racetrack. He says, all right, I'll try the top. You're going to run in the middle of the racetrack, Suarez. I'll go to the bottom here. Can he make it happen down here in turn 3, Jeff?
Yeah, this is the battle that Haley wants to see. Haley and Briscoe, these guys running side by side is helping them. See, Reddick just cannot quite clear him, pushes him up the racetrack.
Oh!
99 slide.
Daniel Suarez around. Caution is out.
And there'll be another restart.
That's a long slide.
Before, guys, without contact. Remember, Kevin Harvick had this happen to him. As soon as they cross that wake, when the 8 comes up, he shuts the air off to that 99. As soon as he does, the nose pops up. He gets super free and around the 99 goes. So they're depending on so much air under the car to the back. And that, when that's gone,
was there a little contact there on the left front, though?
Man, I don't know. It was close. Let's take another look here. He's loose right there.
I think there was contact when I think they touched. But still, the air is such a huge part of it. If they did touch, then he loses all that airflow underneath the car, loses all the downforce.
Yeah, originally I didn't see any contact on both these replays. This would be a great angle. I don't think they touched. I think he's coming around. Either way, he's going to spin.
Yeah, I don't think they touched either in that view we just had.
I don't know, this weird little kind of a momentary bobble in the 99, like he did make contact with some object right there, but I just didn't think they were close enough for that object to be the 8 car. But either way, I don't, Daniel might be a little aggravated by that, but the 8 car tried to clear him down there. Let's listen to the 8 car radio.
They want that to happen. Well, when people running all over the track, happen. Part of it. Yeah, you get that. You're right down on your corner right there, too.
And of course, you're going to hear that from your own team.
Yeah, you're
telling you that on the radio.
Getting that support. Even in the old car, being on that right rear quarter was a very.
Kyle Busch has already made up 10 spots though since that last restart. He restarted 25th. He's up to 9 spots. He's up to 16.
To spin the car by doing that. Now we lose a lot of air and downforce out of the bottom of the car, out the back, when you shut that off. So it's fascinating how the aero can change dramatically in a moment like that. Got cars coming down the pit road. The 22 of Logano. Several of the cars following down pit road. Marty.
Junior Steve loves to see this. You love to see it as a driver, too. When you're that first car coming down pit road, putting on 4 fresh Goodyear tires, and everybody behind you is coming. What they said was we tightened up thinking we would be up front. But remember, Dave, they had that bad stop. So in traffic, car way too tight for Joey Logano.
Trying to give Chase Elliott any advantage he can to try to get some more points toward the end of this race. So they'll take 4 fresh tires to get him to the end. They made a major change the last time they came down pit road. Still working to try to get this 9 car in the racetrack for Chase.
Again, remember, Logano was in the 9th position and brought quite a few cars with him. We'll see if that fresh Goodyear tire will get them from their restart positions up to the front. But right now, it's Haley and Briscoe running 1 and 2 after Suarez slid through the grass here in Vegas.
Protect your truck with laser-measured WeatherTech floor liners in the front.
It's perfect.
And rear. Underseat storage system, no-drill mud flaps, the tech liner to protect the bed and tailgate, bump step to guard the rear bumper, and the cup phone to secure your phone.
Yes!
Guys? Order your American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
We get out. Fired up. Hook big ones. We get out and rip it. And we track them down. So crack a Mountain Dew. And get out and do.
Progressive. If you want to protect the homes and autos of those who bundle, you must become a true master. Water damage, fire damage, wind damage.
I'm not getting this metaphor.
Protect the home! Ready?
No.
Are we just cleaning your car? When you can take the ball from my hand, you'll be ready. You were always ready.
Then why'd I do that whole training?
That was mostly for me. Confidence booster.
Get crafts, sporting goods, restaurants, and the future of NASCAR all from your neighborhood. DoorDash.
Verizon Frontline is built for those we all rely on. Built to prioritize first responders. Built for extreme conditions. Built for America's most reliable 5G network. Because when seconds count and lives are on the line, the people we rely on need technology they can rely on. Verizon is the #1 network choice in public safety. Verizon Frontline, the advanced network and technology for first responders.
Good morning, Brother Beep.
Hey, who do you love the most?
Brother Beep.
Robert Birchall will lie
Brother Beep.
and manipulate to get the only thing that he wants.
His name is legendary. Now, see how it all began.
You decided on a name yet?
Rocky.
Is Larson out? Yeah.
Rocky 2.
Rocky might be here.
Any of those except Rocky 4.
He's been out already.
November 4th on NBC. Here are the top 4 running playoff drivers. Chase Briscoe, the closest to the front, in second. Ross Chastain, 4th. William Byron, 6th. And 9th, Denny Hamlin. DJ, who has the best shot of getting a win here out of those 4 running inside of the top 9 right now.
Yeah, you know, normally I would say Joey Logano is the driver that I would look for in this situation to take control of this, and he's got some tires to maybe make that happen. But it's very difficult running up there right now. So, you know, Chase Briscoe, what an amazing job this team has done to put their driver even in this position. Watch Ross Chastain. He's ready.
Had a little technical difficulty there with the microphone from DJ. He's actually in the Neon Garage right in the victory lane area where all of these drivers are fighting to get to. He'll be there for the post-race show with Marty at the conclusion of this race.
You see on the left side, top 12 stayed out 15 laps on their tires. Logano on back have come down for fresher tires. That was the word I was going to use. Increased chaos. I like that.
So what does Justin Haley got to do to pull this thing off? It all starts with this restart. He needs a good push from Reddick. And then if he gets that push, he better be ready to block. Because we know Tyler Reddick will make it 3 wide on the inside.
How aggressive will Ross Chastain be? Will it be the aggressive Chastain that we've seen win races?
All right, green flag.
22 laps to go for Vegas. Briscoe on the outside, Haley on the inside.
Haley got out there a little bit too far. They're not able to really help him.
3 wide for 3rd as Harvick up the racetrack. He makes contact with the 8th. Reddick almost into the 1.
Side by side for the lead.
And a big run out of the 1.
3 wide.
Ross Chastain. The 14 fighting back. Briscoe right in the middle. Trying to
Caution.
take the lead away. Caution comes out.
We got a car around at turn 4. 77 car.
77's around.
Landon Castle has backed this car around. See any damage on the left side?
See a little bit of smoke coming out from under the hood right now.
Get her going here. These restarts are crazy down that straightaway. Goodness. You can tell. You can tell these guys really are having a hard time knowing where everybody's coming from because there's so many moments of potential contact. But here's the way the crash begins. It's just kind of going straight up the hill and luckily didn't collect the 23. Ty Gibbs sneaks by, single car accident. 77 right there to your inside. Oh, he's got an issue. Yeah, I think that right front goes flat, right? Because it goes down and starts smoking on the splitter, maybe? Is that what we see?
I think so. Either that or the tire was smoking in the fender.
Yeah.
There's another look. Start to see the smoke there.
That's weird. Something definitely happened before he lost control for the car.
Crew's checking it out.
Front end looks high on that car, Steve. Like there's some kind of mechanical issue.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, the step splitter makes it kind of hard to run. Wait. See that hole in the grill?
Right front before you spun.
Is there any way anything went through the grill? Or went into went in this area? Because it may have been fluid coming around that tire. Yeah, right? So this picker guy moves his leg nice enough. There you go. Well, we're going to try to... Well, we got a lot of defense covering our picture here, but...
Well, they also saw the picture.
There you go.
Look
Right
at the
there.
grill.
Big hole right there. So he gets down to the corner, something in that, you know, something around that pack of cars gets kicked up, goes through the grill. All that fluid comes out around the right front tire. He has no grip in the right front tire heading into turn 3. You're absolutely right, I think, Dale. I mean, that's why they're going behind the wall, right? There's no other real damage to this car, so I would assume something goes through the radiator, the fluid comes out, no grip going into the corner.
Dave.
11th place being given up by William Byron. He told his crew chief, Rudy Fugel, I'm not getting anything done back here. Rudy reminded him, yeah, but if we pitch you, you're going to be way back there, maybe 24th. He said, I can't get anything done. So come on down, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, and then we'll see what he can do. Playoff driver making a big move here.
Big cautions already on the day.
Almost had a crash on this restart. Watch the 8-car Reddick, the green car on the inside, the 1 to his outside. Harvick goes 3 wide into the corner. Reddick gets loose up the track, contact. Good save by him. Now he's trying to recover as everybody's coming from behind. Look at all this stuff back here in the back. These guys bumping into each other, banging around. 3, 4 wide.
And in all that battle, Briscoe did get in front of Haley. So Briscoe's leading this race.
19 to go from Las Vegas. And still sitting out there is that championship 4 locked in position.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto at night. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
At Safelite, we take care of vehicles with the latest technology. We can replace your windshield and recalibrate your safety system.
And they recycled my old glass.
Don't wait, schedule today.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace. With Sonics 2 for $5 you get 2.
As fast as he was at Phoenix in the spring, Briscoe winning makes him a threat for the championship, which is what I hate about this fucking format.
The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic. This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
It will be a sprint to the finish as we look at the 8 drivers, part of the playoffs, fell out of the race early. Byron, 27 points back. He just came to pit road trying a strategy move with fresher tires. Briscoe, the leader, can he win his way into the championship 4 and lock up a spot?
Action started earlier in the 18 of Kyle Busch. Single car accident, just loses control off turn 4, slides through the grass. No real damage for the 18. And then drivers, the biggest wreck of the day. Yeah, the 5-car Larson loose up the racetrack, gets into Bubba Wallace. Bubba into the wall, comes back down the racetrack. Places the 5-car in the right rear quarter panel. This all collects the 20 right there. Christopher Bale hard into the outside wall, knocking out
playoff contenders early. Bubba Wallace came over to let Larson know, I didn't like it. He showed it. Junior Christopher Bell out early. And Blaney had a really strong day at Davis and hits really hard. Just recently, Daniel Suarez goes around. The 8-car slides up the track. Suarez gets loose. Spins down the infield grass right here in front of the grandstands. Marty.
Let's chat with Johnny Klossmeyer, crew chief for the leader, Chase Briscoe. If I'd have told you as you were going down a lap in stage 1, you'd be leading with 17 to go, would you have believed me?
I probably would have said you're crazy, but you know, at the end of the day, everyone's kind of executed on all levels. It's been a little bit of pit crew adjustments, and then Chase has stayed behind it all day. So put us in contention. I'm proud of everyone. So just battle out here and hopefully get out front.
All right, we're going to let him call the start here, Steve. I can guarantee you were in the sports book last night. I'm not sure anybody was betting on Chase Briscoe to be the first for the championship for the Phoenix.
Talked about it in the pre-race, buy, sell, hold. I had it as a hold. I wasn't ready to give up on him. Now, I wasn't a buy. I wasn't that smart to think he was going to be up here right now. It's going to be this, impressive run right here, but he's circled with some guys that could make our 20th winner. 19 winners so far, but what about Justin Haley? What about Martin Truex Jr. surprisingly hasn't won? Or AJ Allmendinger? They're stacked up near the front.
All right.
16 to go. A sprint to the finish.
Green flag.
And these restarts have been wild.
Allmendinger jumped to the outside of Truex.
Oh, man.
Here's a 22 Logano.
To the bottom of the race.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Now for the 6th position.
Justin Haley to the lead.
Justin Haley got his nose out in front of Briscoe for the lead, but Briscoe on the outside. Haley side.
Here comes Ross.
Ross Chastain to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll take the lead away going into 3.
Briscoe's fighting back on the outside. Not going to be able to create a run there. 4 wide down the front straightaway.
Chastain with a big lead now as they fight for second. Haley and Briscoe.
As these two fight side by side drafting each other lap after lap, corner after corner. It allows this one car to drive away. Coming to 14 laps to go. Logano is flying right here. Briscoe with a big block.
And nowhere for Logano to go. Martin Truex Jr. now looking to the inside of the racetrack.
That kills the momentum of this 22. He's going to come down this back straightaway and have a choice to go 3 wide or push this 14. He chooses to push the 14. Gives him a bump right there. Drives into the top of turn 3. Back to the throttle.
There's Martin Truex Jr. with Denny Hamlin in the 11.
Kyle Busch is an 8.
A bad start to the day.
Big run for Logano on the 14 here for second.
Logano a little higher line than what we're seeing out of Briscoe.
Briscoe and Truex side by side, almost contact off of turn 2.
It's Haley back there on the high side in the 31. And he's got a little momentum as he tries to get back by the 19.
Haley's running tricks really tight around the corner. Good battle behind them between the Gibbs boys. Trying to pass Eric Jones there in the 43. Here comes the 18. 3 wide down into turn 1.
They got a little loose there when he went through the bumps. Still chasing after Briscoe. But both of them have fallen back. Almost a second behind Ross Chastain. Now, a little movement on the high side. Here comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, Truex and the 31 still racing side by side has allowed the 43 and the 11 through. The 18 past them. Look at Truex.
Contact.
Enough.
Slams into the 31, but they stay straight.
Haley doing a good job right here. Just does not have the tires these other guys have.
He did a 2-tire stop the last time on pit road to get that track position, but now it might be hurting the 31's performance as Reddick in the 8 will go to the inside trying to get by. The 43 of Eric Jones to the outside of Denny Hamlin. This is for 5th.
Hamlin trying to take this spot away. Jones is going to fight here on the outside.
Top 3 drivers all playoff drivers, Chastain, Briscoe, and Logano, coming up on 9 laps to go here in Vegas.
Logano was able to get underneath Briscoe down the back straightaway and then drive by him into turn 3. I think Logano's got an opportunity here. 9 laps to go, a second back. I think Logano's got the fastest car.
I was calling fourth. I don't fucking know, man.
But falling back now from the 22. There's the distance between 1 and 2. Chastain a big lead.
Yeah, but look at, you can see the 22. He's so fast in the middle of the corner. Lets him go to the throttle so quickly.
And he's running this high line in 3 and 4, which is creating tons of momentum down the front straightaway. Will the one car make the adjustment, go up there and take that line away as Logano gets closer and closer in the mirror?
Only 3/4 of a second back now.
You're right,
8
Jeff.
laps to go.
A monster lap out of Joey Logano, right, to make a pass and then pick up 0.2 of a second in 1 lap, Marty.
Boy, if Logano can pull off this win, you have to give credit to Paul Wolf, his crew chief. He has 13 lap fresher tires than Ross Chastain, and because of that bad pit stop, they got mired back in traffic. Steve, sometimes an unfortunate break leads to a good break. Maybe those fresh Goodyears will be good enough to put Joey Logano into the championship 4 at Phoenix.
Yeah, he's searching all around, made up another couple tenths of a second on that lap right there, guys. And the one car went to the top of the racetrack the last time through 3 and 4. Logano had to run the bottom. What do they do down here? This is what it'll be for the rest of this race. A game of cat and mouse, guessing on where the other driver's going to go for that clean air.
And neither one of these drivers will give an inch. That's how they are. Both of them are exceptionally intense.
Huge run here. The 22. He goes to the high side. He blocks. Chastain doesn't want to give up the lead. Logano.
Come on, Ross.
Just a car length above him.
We've seen Logano in this position before, being blocked late in the race.
Plenty of time here. 5 to go at the line. 5. As fast as Logano is right now, he wants to avoid contact. He thinks he can just pass Chastain, but Chastain's not going to let him. He's going to block again. Watch this down the front straightaway. Oh, yeah, it's got a little tight.
Yep, had to lift out of the gas in the dirty air, following the one. Chastain doing everything right.
5 laps to go. The most important race of the year outside of Phoenix. Can one of these drivers lock themselves into the championship 4?
That huge block by Chastain has kept him alive in this battle for the win.
Chastain's just basically aiming for the middle of the corner on entry so he can go low or high if needed.
Another run here by Logano.
Come on, Ross.
Once again, Chastain blocking. Chastain blocking every move Logano makes.
Logano can do nothing here with the one car right in front of him through that corner.
And behind them, Briscoe and Kyle Busch, side by side. They're catching these two as they battle.
They got a lap car right here, the 22 to the middle.
Kyle around Chase.
He's going to be alongside this one car.
Here comes Kyle Busch in the picture.
The one trying to get away
Yeah,
from
Kyle.
The 22 says, fine, I'll run the shorter distance.
Watch Logano how far he drives into the corner.
Logano to the lead.
But he can't slide up to clear him, or is he going to? He does! He slides just in front of Chastain. Now Chastain, with under 3 laps to go, has to fight his way back up front.
Hey, Logano's driving away from him now. Just a faster car at this moment.
Joey Logano, a champion already in the Cup Series, looking for number 2. 2 laps to go here in Vegas.
That 22 is flying, but can the one find something? Just a few more corners to go.
No pressure. Logano, Chastain, Kyle Busch, Briscoe, Hamlin, the top 5. 4 of the top 5 all playoff drivers. Off of 4. Now,
White flag is in the air. One more time around.
One bank, and the gap between 1 and 2, a half a second. Joey Logano, right in the middle of the racetrack for the final time. And the gap staying the same. Chastain doesn't have anything for Logano.
So Joey Logano is going to win at Las Vegas. And he's going to lock himself into the championship 4.
Welcome to the championship 4.
That was a good race. That was one hell of a race right there.
First driver advancing to the championship 4 is Joey Logano. Steve, you gave us the stat earlier. The winner of this race has gone on to win the championship 3 of the last 6 years. Joey Logano just punched his ticket. Logano did it in 2018. This checkered flag moment brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts. You saw the emotion of Joey Logano, the fist bump inside of that race car. The block.
I think Logano has a really good shot at winning this championship. And I think he would deserve it too.
It was Logano that got by him and pulled away. NASCAR America post-race show coming up on Peacock. We will have plenty of playoff driver interviews and more. He is going to burn it down.
You doubt that? You don't agree with me on that? I don't know. I feel like he's been really pretty good this year.
The young man, just 32 years old now, in a position where he could get his second championship, Marty.
Rick, when it's on the line in the NASCAR Cup Series, few are better.
I mean, obviously Chase deserves it the most, but
And that call by Paul Wolf, and he delivers.
well, true. Joey is pretty boring.
For a fifth time, Joey Logano will race for a championship in his career, but he had to earn it today. Had to come with those fresh tires, so... Joey, how about that call by Paul Wolf there to put on those fresh Goodyears after the rough pit stop? It actually worked out really well for you guys.
We're racing for a championship. Let's go! Man, it's nice. What a great car. Fancy cars were all fast. All of them were really fast today. And
Who is the final four? Well, Logano's locked in, and then I think Chase,
see why not? We can't win at this point.
Ross, and then Hamlin.
Ross Shade's motor in this bad boy, and man, just a lot of adversity fought through the last 50 laps or so. I thought we were gonna win, then we kind of fell out, and then had the tires. And racing Ross was fun. He was doing a good job air blocking me, and just trying to be patient. And eventually, I was like, I gotta go here. So, just great to win out here in Vegas again, and it means so much getting to the championship.
Joey Logano will race for a championship, Rick, in 2022.
All smiles. Take a look at the point standings now. Logano locked in to the championship 4 with this win. Ross Chastain, a great performance. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, all above the cut line. Christopher Bell, a tough day. He is 23 points below. There's more NASCAR coverage always available on NBCSports.com. Post-race coverage will continue from Las Vegas on Peacock. Coming up next on NBC, it's local news except on the West Coast. And later, Sunday Night Football as Cowboys against the undefeated Eagles. Congratulations, Joey Logano, the first to lock into the championship 4.
Ugh. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this right here. Next week I will not be live for the Xfinity and truck races. Maybe I will, who knows, but probably not. And then fucking Sunday. When's the race Sunday? When's the race on Sunday?
When you buy a vehicle, you get to choose from a 4K TV, a brand new Chromebook, or a chance to get into the money machine and win Billy's money. Get the inside track on a great deal at
Next Sunday, 2:30, so I'll be live same time, 2:15.
I've been an OBGYN for over 3
yeah.
decades. I've delivered
All right, y'all. That's going to be the end of this shit right here. I want to thank everybody for watching.